Hello, I'm audible. So, fine, guys. Good evening, everyone. And I think I'm audible. First class. Okay, no issue. Fine, guys. Let's start with the class. Yeah. Okay. So, let's start with your introduction of ML, a basic part, right? Basic part of ML. So, like every one of you will be able to understand, right? And I'm assuming that I have given you some task last week, I assume. So I'm assuming that you all have done that, right? Okay, yeah. So let's start. Okay. So just let me know, guys, if my screen is visible to every one of you. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So this is a topic that we are going to discuss, right? Call as machine learning. Yeah. Now, so before getting into a machine learning, so we will try to understand a little bit about AI, and we'll try to understand maybe a little bit about a data industry, and we will try to understand a data science. And then we can try to understand this basic of machine learning, then core mathematical part of machine learning, because there will be so many like a mathematical term we are going to discuss over here. And yes, so I think Chris has given you a statistics class, right? So many things that he has discussed in statistics, in probability. So I think we are going to recall many of these things from there, and whatever we have done in our Python classes. So I think we are going to utilize all of those things, whatever we have discussed in our Python classes. So everything will be used over here, starting from a variable declaration till your deployment part in Python that we have discussed. So everything will come over here, right? Fine. So now let's try to understand, or let's try to discuss first of all that what is data, how data industry basically works, right? And where this data science part or machine learning part you will be able to fit in, right? And then I think when you will try to like progress, when you will try to learn machine learning, deep learning, vision, or NLP, or big data, or BA, right? So you will be able to adopt it in a much better way, right? So here, first of all, what exists, or like what is where machine learning fits in. So let's try to find out that particular part. So from your perspective, maybe you can try to see machine learning as one of the component, but from our perspective, so we always see everything as a part of a data. So there is a data industry, right? So everything, whether it's a data science, or whether it's a big data, or whether it's a data analytics. So we try to understand that, okay, so everything is a part of a data industry. And whenever you are going to work across an organization, so let's suppose if I'm a person and if I'm working into one of the project, right? So maybe I'm contributing as a data scientist in a particular project, or maybe I'm contributing as a business analyst, or maybe I'm contributing as a big data engineer in a particular project. That's true. But at the end of the day, everything will come inside a data industry. So we can try to again separate this entire data industry into a data science, first of all, then big data, and then maybe we can try to segregate these things as a data analyst, or maybe data analytics, or maybe a business analytics, or business intelligence. So again, depends upon a different situation. So we try to take a different kind of a name. So this is how you can try to separate a complete data industry. Now when we talk about a data science, right? So inside a data science, again, multiple things comes in between inside a data science itself. So inside a data science, you will be able to find out stats, right? Which is again important. A basic of stats understanding is very important, for sure, over here. Then you will be able to find out a machine learning in the same place inside data science, right? You will be able to find out a deep learning over here, DL. You will be able to find out a computer vision over here. You will be able to find out NLP, natural language processing, and you will be able to find out a reinforcement learning, right? RL. So this is the major stack, or this is a major component you will be able to find out inside a data science industry. If I'll talk about a big data part, right? So again, over here, inside this big data part, you will be able to find out ETL operation or maybe a pipelining, right? Extract, transform, load kind of operations. So generally it's called as a pipelining part, right? Maybe I can say data engineering. Again, this falls even over here, right? So there is an overlap in between. Data engineering part, you will be able to find out. If I'm talking about data analytics, then over here, reporting you will be able to find out, or you can say dashboarding. So these are the things you will be able to find out inside a data industry. So three segregation we have done, right? Three separations we have done over here: data science, big data, and a data analytics. So these are the three major components in which broadly you can try to divide this complete data industry. Inside data science, stats, MLDL, computer vision, NLP, and reinforcement learning. So this data science stack itself is a huge one. If I'll talk about a big data, so ETL pipelining or maybe a data engineering, right? Generally, pipelining falls inside a big data. Or if I'll talk about a data analytics, so again, dashboarding. So dashboarding can be done by using a multiple different kind of a tool, or maybe by using some of the custom kind of a things we will be able to find out. So this is what is called as like a data industry, but where, right, I will be able to find out AI. What is AI, by the way? Any definition, guys? Yes. So Manjunatha is saying data warehousing. So yeah, data warehousing, or maybe I can say like data pipelining. So everything falls under a big data. So when I'm talking about the ETL, so inside ETL itself is a broad term, right? Extract, transform, load. So everything will come in between. So yes, anyone can tell me, so what is AI, right? So AI is not a technology, first of all, right? AI is not algorithms. So in terms of like, if I'll talk about a definition, so AI is something where, so by using a different technology stack, by using a different kind of a component, if we are able to build a system which will be able to make a decision, which will be able to do some kind of a task, which will be able to get some sort of a intelligence, like a human intelligence, right? In that case, I can say that, okay, that particular system is a AI system. So this is where I can take a name of AI. So AI is nothing but it's a system. And when you try to create a system, so it's not like only this data industry or this data part participate. So when we are talking about a industry, a AI system, or any kind of a solution over there, again, so new term, AI ops, right? Okay. So when we are trying to build some sort of a AI system, so what and all components are required over there? Let's try to understand even that particular part. So if I'm talking about AI, so again, AI itself is a broader term. So inside AI, you will be able to find out a data science. You will be able to find out even a big data. You will be able to find out even a data analytics. You will be able to find out a cloud integration. You will be able to find out hardware somewhere, right? You will be able to find out UI, UX, or maybe a app over here. So whenever we are trying to create a system, or whenever we are thinking of building any kind of a system, so you can't build a system by using maybe one single component, right? So whenever we are thinking of building any kind of a system, so for sure, each and everything or multiple things are required, multiple stakes are required, then only you will be able to build a system. But Again, system wise, there can be a different kind of a system, right? So let's suppose if I'm using a YouTube, so YouTube is also a kind of a platform, right? Let's suppose if I'm talking about Instagram is also a platform. Facebook is also a platform. Netflix is also a platform. A Google Map that you are using, so again, it's kind of an app, right? It's kind of a system which is a design, which has been designed for a particular purpose, or it can perform a particular task, right? So again, over there, if, for example, if I'll take an example of a YouTube, so I think we all are using YouTube a lot nowadays, right? So if I'm talking about a YouTube, so again, YouTube is nothing but it's a platform where people can upload a video, where people can watch a video. So from our backend side, so we can see a multiple different kind of analytics, right? We can see a different kind of a trend. Again, YouTube gives you a suggestion, YouTube gives you a recommendation based on your search, based on like a kind of a videos that you are watching, based on the genre, based on whatever you are looking at. YouTube can showcase an ad, again depends upon your interest, so it will be able to route the complete ad, right? So YouTube is nothing but it's a kind of a platform. Similarly, Facebook, so Facebook is nothing but it's kind of a platform, so where people can connect with each and everyone. Even you can post an ad, even you can post your videos, even you can post your photos. But inside that, if I'll talk about a YouTube, heavily YouTube is using a recommendation system. They have optimized their search engine heavily, because at the end of the day, you are searching for what? You are searching for a videos, right? Again, based on hits, likes, subscribe, likes, dislikes, so it is going to give you some sort of a recommendation, some sort of a request it is trying to give you. So I can say that yes, even somewhere YouTube is using AI, right? At least the things which is visible to us is a recommendation system, right? So for sure it is able to do that. Let's suppose if I am not typing some of the words in a correct manner, so it will be able to auto correct, or it will be able to search based on that. So again, over there, some sort of a decision YouTube is trying to make. YouTube will try to like understand your interest, your likes and dislikes. Based on that, it will keep on giving you a different kind of a recommendation, different kind of advertisement. So some sort of a AI system we are using. And again, inside YouTube, if you are going to upload your videos, subtitle will be generated automatically, right? So speech to text, so yes, that is nothing but it's an NLP solution, NLP based solution. So subtitle automatically it will be able to give you, right? So no one is supposed to upload even a subtitle. One language to another language conversion, yes, it will be able to do it automatically. So in that way, it will be able to like generate subtitles in that particular language. So these are nothing but these are the AI solution. These are the AI based solution, or these are the solution which is coming from my data science stack, right? Again, if I'll talk about a YouTube, there are millions of videos people are uploading on a regular basis, right? So YouTube is supposed to maintain, manage, and it is supposed to optimize its entire search engine. This is somewhere you will be able to find out a big data, right? So if you'll go to your YouTube studio, you will be able to find out the analytics, right? So from which country you are getting what kind of a traffic. So what is the age range of the people who is watching your particular video? How many likes, how many dislikes, what is the ratio, how your channel is progressing, right? So many different kind of analytics you will be able to find out over a YouTube, right? So again, that is something that is a YouTube dashboard, right? Again, YouTube provides you a AdSense account. So if you are going to monetize your channel, so even over there you will be able to find out analytics. So all these three pillar which is listed down inside a data, yes, YouTube is using it, right? So YouTube is using it. So for sure, let's suppose I'm going to like run one of the ad, right? So again, for that particular ad, it is going to show me a complete insights, right? In this country, this many number of people has clicked, this many people like this is the retention rate, this is the minutes or maybe hours people have watched a particular video, this is how your video is performing. So many different kind of hundreds of analytics YouTube is going to give you, right? So again, that is something called as, or that is something falls under a data analytics part. So where inside a YouTube dashboard, I'm able to see each and every report, right? So all these three pillars is been used by YouTube. But apart from that, they are using cloud, right? Apart from that, they're using UI UX as well to show you the complete dashboards and features, functionalities, each and everything, right? So if app, even app is available, right? So each and everything is been used, then only you can say that I am able to create a system, right? So how AI system is different from other system? So this is how AI system is different from other systems. So if system is able to automate some of the tasks, if system is able to make some of the decision by itself, one, two, or maybe 100 or millions of decision, if it is able to make it by itself, then we can say that it's a artificial intelligent system. But we are, right, but we are not using AI. So whatever AI or whatever things that we use to say as an AI system, so that is not actually a AI system. AI system simply means that if it is able to behave like a human being. Sophia, if I'll talk about, right? So again, yes, she can break a conversation with you. She can try to like discuss something with you. She will be able to make a decision. She can even generate like she has emotions, right? And still she's trying to learn. So I can say that yes, that is something called as a complete, or again 99% AI system. But the kind of AI that we are using as of now, right? So that is not a complete AI. That is something called as augmented AI that we are using. But yes, down the line in next 5 year or 10 year, so the way we are progressing, so for sure most of you will be able to see a complete AI system even in your day-to-day life, right? As of now, Sophia, for sure we can't use it, but maybe in next 5 or 10 year, so this is what is going to happen, and that is for sure, right? So this YouTube is nothing but it's a kind of a software or system, or you can say it's a platform which has been created, or it's kind of a complete solution which has been created for all of us. And yes, there is a AI component. If I'll talk about a Facebook, and why I'm giving you this example, because you will be able to correlate, right? Because people like me and you, so those who are working over there, and they have designed this kind of a solutions, and this are the different components that they are using. If I'll talk about a Facebook, so whenever we used to upload a photo, right, so it will be able to create a automatic tag. I think you must have used this feature, right? So automatically it will be able to find you in a photo, and then it will tag automatically, right? So yes, again over there, so we are able to implement, Facebook is able to implement a facial recognition. So facial recognition is nothing but it's a solution coming from a deep learning, or maybe even in machine learning we can build it. So it's a computer vision solution that is already available over there. Again, Facebook try to do a target marketing or contextual marketing. Facebook always uses to run. So this is again a kind of a AI solution that they are using in a backend. There are many other different features you will be able to find out. Now, apart from this, if I'll talk about a Gmail, right? Again, Gmail. So whenever I'll start typing something, so it will be able to generate a next word or next sentences. Or whenever I'll receive a mail, so for sure, like it nowadays it has started giving me some sort of a hint or suggestions. Going forward, maybe it will be able to reply to your mail automatically, right? So again, this reply or the text that we are able to generate, it's nothing but it's coming from again a AI solution. Netflix does the same thing, right? So nowadays you will be able to find out. I'm not even talking about the fancy use cases. I'm not talking about autonomous car. We all know that autonomous car is a huge example of a AI, right? And again, drone based example or robotics based example. So those are basically a fancy example, at least for common people, right? We are not using it on a day-to-day basis, but these are the things that we are using it. We all are using it, right? So even though we are not aware about what is data science, what is machine learning, but still we all are using it on a day-to-day basis. And this is where, and this is what we are trying to correlate over here, right? So today in your Insta video, your camera was moving with your face movement. Yeah, my camera was moving because of this one. Gimbal, DJI gimbal. So basically it uses to track your faces so automatically, and hardware wise it works on gyroscope, and it just tracks your video. So that's the reason it was moving, because of just because of gimbal. Yeah. So again, it's tracking a face. Gimbal tracks a face, and it's a gyroscope based solution, right? uh, I think I just shown you, right? So automatically it will move a camera. So even if you're recording your videos, maybe you can move from one places to another places. So it will automatically move a camera. You don't have to even hold a camera, right? Okay. So this is like something, right? So this is something that you will be able to find out as a like a day-to-day use cases in your life. Ola, Uber, right? So Ola, Uber, all of this Ola, Uber company are using AI heavily to calculate your price. First of all, a fare, right? Because based on multiple different component, they use this to calculate a fare based on the traffic condition, based on the base fare, based on the petrol price, based on the kind of a cab that you are going to book, right? So maybe a mini, maybe a sedan, maybe SUV, or depends upon a different segments, right? Or maybe what is the traffic situations, or what can be a travel time, or what will be a route. So based on each and every component, it uses to calculate a fare in a beginning itself. And if you remember, so 2 or 3 year back, right? Just 2 or 3 year back. So we used to get a bill once we will finish our ride. But nowadays, we used to get a bill even before. So by the time I'll book my cab, I will be able to see my bill. And that's the exact same amount of bill we used to pay. Yes. So Ola, Uber are using for this calculation parts, for this calculation purpose internally. So they are using AI heavily to find out a cluster of bookings. So where I will be able to get a most number of bookings, so that I will be able to route my entire cab, maybe, or the depends upon the demand that we are going to generate. So maybe I will be able to read out, and the system runs 24/7, right? So that they will be able to generate a more amount of a business. You must have seen that Amazon is trying to build a solution. So where, I think in a US stores or somewhere they have already launched it. Soon it will be available even in India. So let's suppose I'm going for a shopping, right? So I don't have to do anything. So I'll just try to pick something, and then I'll try to keep it inside the basket. That solution is called as Amazon Go solution. You can check a video. So I will try to pick a particular things, and then I'll try to keep it inside the basket, and money will be directed from my wallet, right? So over there, they are trying to use again gesture based solution, facial based solution, RFID. So complete a vision plus IoT solution. So vision, computer vision plus IoT solution. So computer vision, nothing but falls under data science, which is a part of a deep learning, right? So that is a kind of a solutions that we are trying to build. So after some time, so maybe I don't even need someone inside a shopping store to check out my bills, right? Or maybe I don't have to stand in a queue. I'll just go and do a shopping. After sometimes even security guards are not required, or no one is required over there, right? To check anything. Automatically it will be able to. So yeah, so Amazon is having this kind of a things inside in a US. They have already launched it, and they have been working on these things since a very long time. So again, this is nothing but it's a pure AI solution you will be able to find out. So everywhere, I've just given you a couple of examples, but you can just name an industry starting from agriculture, fintech, right? Or maybe a warehousing, maybe a security surveillances, maybe a banking, maybe a supply chain, maybe a logistics, right? A day-to-day life in all the platforms, right? Whatever platforms, whatever app that we are using inside our mobile devices, everywhere you will be able to find out AI. Even in terms of news, media, right? Nowadays, so we all are using InSort app, right? So InSorts try to do what? So they try to read out the complete text, a complete story, abbreviate it, summarize it, and then you will be able to see that story inside your InSort app. Even inside a legal industry. So there are a startup who is trying to create a virtual court for maybe civil cases, for criminal cases, right? So for all those kind of cases, even in banks, we are using AI heavily. Recently, I have taken one of the insurance, right? So from Tata AIA, basically I have taken an insurance, and when they were doing a verification, right? So I have seen that like 3 or 4 year back, I don't know, like 1 or 2 year back. So when we used to take an insurance, so at that point of a time, maybe I have to give my ID card, then I have to sign off many documents. This time, I have not signed off any document, right? What happens is they have sent me a link, and there was an app, and in that app, so there was a paragraph. They have asked me to read that particular paragraph, right? And everything is done. So again, everywhere we are using this kind of a solution, right? On a daily basis. So again, even inside medical science, or maybe a drug discovery industry, so we are you will nowadays it will be very, very difficult to find out that where we are not using AI solution, right? Instead of finding out where we are actually using, right? So everywhere you must be able to see even a machine which can make a pizza, depends upon your order, right? So it will be able to like a like a make pizza, and then it will be able to serve you. So everywhere things are changing, so we are trying to improvise our previous things in a better way. We are trying to automate our things in a better way, and life cycle of each and every technology is shrinking day by day. Whatever is relevant today, so maybe very soon those things will not be relevant. You will be able to find out an upgraded version of that, and these things like a kind of a catalytic reaction you will be able to find out inside a tech industry in the last 5 years. This is what we all have observed. So yes, it's good as well as bad. So everywhere you will be able to find out these things, data industry as a very, very common industry, right? Everywhere these three component you will be able to find out, because doesn't matter whether you are creating a platform, you are creating an app, or whether you are creating a drone or maybe a satellite, right, or maybe an autonomous car. Everywhere you are dealing with the data set. Everywhere you are trying to build an AI solution. Everywhere you are dealing with a heavy amount of a data set, maybe batch or streaming. Everywhere you need a dashboards, right? You need a report, right? Everywhere you need these kind of things. And so this data industry, that's the reason. So I always say, I never say data science or something. I generally try to refer this entire things as a data industry, because it always, all these three things goes always hand in hand, right? So there is a very strong handshake you will be able to find out in between all of these three component, and wherever you will go, so whether you are working in that particular stack or not, but yes, you will be able to find out inside your company that yes, there are some people who is contributing in this area, someone in this area, someone in this area, or maybe in this particular area, right? And I think we have an understanding that what is a AI industry. So AI is nothing but a final solution, a solution which can make a decision. Now to build a solution, you need each and everything. Yes. And based on the same pattern, your internship has been launched, so that you will create actually this, not this or this one, right? Most of the project that we have launched, right? So that the project works on this particular pattern. Yes, there is a BA project as well. You will be able to find out just a BA project, right? Probably by next week, even big data project, you will be able to find out. As of now, mostly we have focused on this part completely, right? And you will be able to find out a project in each and every from each and every section, most probably in our internship dashboard. But yes, our ultimate goal should be to learn either this things completely or maybe this AI things, complete AI. Then only I can say that okay, doesn't matter tomorrow what is going to happen or what new things is going to come, but still you will be relevant inside our industry. No one will be able to replace you, because yes, whatever is going to come in our industry, you will be able to adopt. You will be in a position to adopt each and everything. So let's suppose tomorrow I'm trying to move into a cyber security, or maybe into a blockchain, or maybe into a quantum computation. So if I'm trying to move, which is going to come for sure in the future, right? And again, like this is the kind of a market slowly which is trying to grow itself slowly, but it will always comes as a adds on. It is not going to be a mainstream technology. These are the mainstream or base technology you will be able to find out. And that's the reason the survey says that by 2022 or 2023, so just like a data structure algorithm, which is very popular even nowadays, right? Every company is as a fresher, so they are expecting you that okay, fine, so you must be having some sort of a knowledge on a data structure algorithm. In the similar way, so after some time, so it doesn't matter for what job you are going to apply, everyone is going to expect at least a basic idea understanding about the machine learning algorithm, just like a data structure and algorithm, right? Because this thing is important for all of us. So I think this idea is clear, right? What is a data industry? I've not even started talking about a machine learning. Machine learning is coming over here. This is a machine learning, right? So don't think that I'm talking about machine learning. I'm talking about a data industry and AI as of now. Then I will start talking about this one. Chris has already discussed about this particular part. Yes. Okay. So now machine learning is one of the component you will be able to find out inside a data science. Now what is machine learning, by the way? So like machine really learns something by itself, or what is machine learning in a layman way? If I'll ask you to explain me what is machine learning, anyone? Now let's talk about machine learning. Okay, teaching machine. So how we can teach machine? I'm like sometimes I find very difficult to even teach you. So how I can teach machine? Training machine, teaching machine with data. Okay, so everyone is saying that teaching machine with the data. When I'm giving you like a data in terms of like so in terms of lectures, because I'm giving you lectures, right? I'm giving you a notebook, I'm giving you a code and everything. And sometimes even I find that, okay, fine, so it's very difficult to teach people. So how you can teach machine, by the way? Must by label data, by algorithm. Okay, so people are machines are smart. How machines are smart? Machine is just a piece of hardware, right? Some sort of a like a register, transistor, capacitor, right? Silicon chips. So these are the like a combinations, right? You will be able to find out inside the machine. So it's just a piece of hardware. So how you can teach machine? How you can teach a piece of hardware, right? So this is also a kind of like let's suppose this is a hardware. So how I can teach this hardware? Yes. So let's try to understand what is actually called as machine learning, right? When we say machine is trying to learn itself, what is a meaning of a machine learning? Or let's try to find out, right? That uh, is it like we are trying to do something for the very first time, like machine is trying to learn something for the very first time, right? So we will try to understand this particular part. Hopefully after this I think we'll be able to give a, or we will be able to form a better definition of a machine learning, right? So let's try to understand. I think I have seen I got your definition. Yes, so you can stop now. I can see all of your like machine learning definitions. So let's try to talk about a ML part, which falls under a data science, right? Again, I just forgot to talk about our tools. Tool wise, I'll discuss about tools, what are all tools and technologies which can be used over here and here and here. We'll be talking about it, right? So let's try to understand first of all a machine learning definition. Fine. Okay. So how we can say that machine can learn, because machine is just a piece of hardware, right? So whether I'm talking about my RAM or I'm talking about a CPU, but at the end of the day, so these are the system which has been designed to do some sort of a calculation, integer calculation, or maybe a floating point kind of a calculation. This is the only thing which machines can do, right? And inside that we all know how it does a calculation. So I think we all have studied this AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate, NOR gate, XOR gate, right? In our childhood sometime, right? So we all have studied this kind of a gate. So yes, if we can try to form this kind of a gate based on the silicon chip, so for sure we can try to do some sort of a calculation. We all have done this kind of experiment maybe in our college days, right? So how machine learns, like it's like a something which we have to understand, right? When we say machine learning, means machine is trying to learn something. If I'll say XYZ person is learning, that we can understand, right? So he's maybe trying to read out something, and by which he's trying to learn, or she's trying to learn. Maybe he's trying to, or she's trying to listen up to something, or maybe we are able to visualize something, and because of the vision we are able to learn. But here how machine will be able to learn, let's try to understand. So before understanding this part, let's try to understand how we as a human being, right, used to learn. Now, so in last 3 to 4 months, how many of you have started with like zero understanding of Python, and what is your label as of now? If I'll ask you to read out some sort of a file, if I'll ask you to create a APIs, or if I'll ask you to do some sort of a connectivity with some databases, or if I'll ask you to do some basic operations with respect to file, how many of you will be able to do it? And how many of you were not in a position to do it before 3 to 4 months? Any differences? Okay, so many of you are saying that, all of you are saying that yes, we can try to perform these kind of a task that I'm trying to say. Okay, and you must have seen some sort of a differences. So can I say that we have learned something, right? At least little bit, right? Little bit of things we have learned, right? Our basic operations, at least we all are able to adopt, and we all are able to learn. Fine. So how we have learned, how we as a human being have adopted all of these things. So can I say that we have started with a basic of Python, component by component, in bits and pieces. We were trying to understand one things at a time, and then we were trying to relate each and everything. So first of all, we have started with the variable. Then we get to know, okay, fine. So how we can use a variable. Then we get to know, okay, fine. So what is the variety of the variable which is available, right? Then collections part. Then maybe how we can utilize our collections, how we can hold a data inside a collection, how we can try to extract a data out of the collection. Then maybe a file system. So how we can try to keep a data inside a file system, how we can try to perform a read and write operations, maybe then functions, maybe classes, then objects, then APIs, right? So what is the meaning of an API? How we can utilize an API? How we can try to route or create a routing for the particular a functions which is available inside some of my classes with respect to API. So one by one, in bits and pieces, right? So we were trying to understand a component, individual component, and then can I say that relations between those two components, right? Let's suppose I have given you a classes in Python. Now in today's class, instead of talking about this machine learning data and all those part which I have already discussed in last 40 minutes, right? So I'll start typing a code and I start building a model. Will you be able to understand? Let's suppose I'll just start creating a models. I'll start creating a machine learning models, and then some of you will be able to understand, right? I'll start creating a computer vision model, and I'll start creating a BERT GPT models, like NLP model inside your classes, right? Will you be able to understand? No. Some of you, yes, for sure, because I completely agree, right? Completely agree. So you will not be able to understand. Most of you will not be able to understand. Some of you have a background, so yes, you will be able to understand a little bit or maybe completely. Agree. Okay. Now, what is the reason you will not be able to understand? So can I say that if I'll start talking about a computer vision model, so out of nowhere, I will start talking about maybe a inception net, right? ResNet, or maybe a YOLO, SSD, TFOD, right? So if I will start talking about these topics, right? Instead of even without giving you a background about a deep learning, or without teaching you a machine learning, or without talking about a computer vision, like if I'll jump into a implementation, you will not be able to understand. Although you understand Python code, right? And that code I'm going to write inside in a Python itself, in a pure Pythonic way. I'm going to write a code, but still most of you will not be able to understand even a single percent. What is the reason, right? What is a reason? A reason behind this one is, so maybe you will not be able to relate things which I will try to discuss in my computer vision implementation, right? Immediately. But same thing, same computer vision, if I'm going to teach you, right? So after talking about a complete machine learning algorithms, then slowly into a deep learning, I'll talk about a complete neural network working mechanism. Then I'll talk about architecture. Then I'll talk about research paper. Then I'll talk about a mathematics behind it. Then I will jump into a implementation. Then can I say that you will be able to understand, you will be able to implement by yourself, and you will be able to even do a project, right? What is a difference between these two kind of a learning, right? A difference between these, why I'm giving you this sample. So I think in next 5 minutes, I can clarify that particular part. So you will be able to understand because of only one reason. one by one, component by component, you will try to understand, and in between a component, you will be able to establish a relations. And then if I'll give you some task that, okay, fine, so can you please build one model in computer vision? Yes, you will say yes, and you all are going to do it for sure. This is what happens in all the classes. Everyone is going to build that model, right? Those kind of even heavy models, complex models, you will be able to build, right? And you will not find a difficulties. So just try to observe one thing, right? So even as a human being, can I say that we always try to find out a pattern? We always try to find out a pattern in between a different kind of events, and then based out of that pattern, let's suppose if I'll ask you that, okay, fine, so can you please try to build an API, right? You will try to recall that pattern, the pattern that you have learned how to create an API, right? And you will be able to build it in the similar way. So tomorrow, machine learning algorithms, if I'll ask you, okay, fine, can you please build one model in machine learning algorithm? You will follow the entire pattern, entire trend, and then you will be able to build it. Same thing will happen for a computer vision. You will be able to build it. So we as a human being, how we are trying to learn, we are trying to learn based out of the patterns. Whatever event, whatever activities that we used to do, right? So based out of that, so we try to learn it. Now for machine, so we are saying that we are providing a data to a machine, and just because of that, machine is able to learn. Can I say a same thing for a human being? We are providing a data to a human being, and just because of that, you are able to learn. Yes, can I say that? Right? So can I say that even as a human being, so we are trying to process a huge amount of a data on a regular basis. You all are attending this class, right? So when you attend a classes, so we are talking about so many things, right? So again, we are generating so much of data set. You are able to see some of the things which I am trying to write on my screen, right? So whatever I'm saying, yes, you are able to adopt it. Some of you will be a slow learner, right? So maybe you will try to revisit or rewatch some of the videos, and then you will be able to understand. Means some of us are a quick learner, some of us are a slow learner. Now what is the difference between slow learner and a fast learner? The only difference is, so fast learners are able to find out a pattern in a quickest possible way. So sometime in exam, what happens, like whenever we go for the exam, right? So you will be able to find out some of your classmates, all these things has happened with us, right? All of us. So we'll just go through a page. Okay, fine, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. And there will be some person you will be able to find out who will try to go through, okay, so each and every line. So then second page, then again fall back to the first page, then again second page, right? So what happens in this way? So can I say that even we as a human being are trying to find out the pattern, and we can say a kind of a, like we used to say that, okay, fine, this person is amazing, he can learn very easily each and everything, right? Just because that person is able to find out a pattern in between those inputs or those data. When we read a books, yes, we are like adopting a data, we are processing a data. When you attend a lectures, when you watch a YouTube videos, when you watch anything, right? Yes, we try to adopt. Even when we learn how to walk, right, in our childhood, right? So even that is nothing but it's a learning. We are adopting, we are trying to consume a data, and based on out of that, so we are trying to adopt a pattern, and based on that, so our behavior will change, or the way we used to find out the pattern is going to change. So we as a human being are trying to do nothing except finding out a pattern. We all are trying to find out a pattern on each and every way, and this is how we as a human being are trying to learn, right? I used to give this, generally I give this particular example. So let's suppose there is a child, right, 6 month old. Now if there is a snake, right, so for sure maybe that 6 month old baby can try to catch that particular snake, but are you going to do the same thing? No, right? So you are not going to do the same thing, right? Yeah, some of you can say yes. That you can do, but like, so lakdi se mara देंगे. Yeah, why you will not do that, right? So why you will not do that? So you are not going to do it because it's not like at some point of a time maybe you have experienced a bite from a snake. No, it's not like that. You will not try to do that particular things, or you will not try to adopt that particular event because someone had told you that okay, snake is a dangerous thing. Maybe it can harm you in a different way, right? So this kind of a information, this kind of a data I have received from someone, right? And just based out of that information, I'm not going to like catch a particular snake, even though we know that 99% of the snakes are not like they are like a harmless, right? But still, we will not try to do that. So we are not going to. Python is large snake, yeah. So we are not going to do that, right? Because we all have experienced, we all have learned. So if I'll talk about a human being always learns from a pattern. This is how we have developed ourselves, right? So suppose if I'm doing a pet training, right? Maybe you are training, you are giving a training to your like a dog. So generally what happens over there repeatedly, you will ask them to do a same thing, then they will be able to adopt your pattern and they will try to react, right? When a similar kind of a event is going to repeat itself, right? Not exact similar kind of a event, maybe with some sort of a deviations also, but yes, that particular like a dog is going to react based out of those, right? So everyone learns. So learning always happens out of a patterns, always, right? Whether it's a human being or any other living species, you will be able to find out. It's nothing but it's all about finding out a pattern. It's nothing except finding out a pattern. Now what if I will be able to replicate a same thing with respect to this hardware, which we are saying as a CPU or maybe a RAM, right? So what if I will be able to give this kind of a capability to our machines, to our hardwares? Then I can say that okay, fine, so this hardware is trying to learn something, and then I can say it's a machine learning. Now what kind of a hardware we are supposed to, or what hardwares are supposed to do? So can I say that hardwares are supposed to find out a pattern? Yes, the way we as a human being, right? So the way we as a human being, so try to find out a pattern. So can I say that in the similar way, even hardwares are supposed to find out the patterns, right? So again, let's suppose I have done some sort of an investment in a stock market, right? I have like I bought some of the stocks, and maybe I've lost like maybe a stock price is going down, and because of that I lost my money over there, some chunk of the money. So can I say that I will try to adopt a pattern, I will try to learn something, so next time maybe I'll not invest, or whenever I'm investing, right? So for sure I will try to investigate about that particular stock and xyz factors, and then only I will make a decision that okay, fine, so let's try to do a investment. So we as a human being try to learn, we try to adopt based on the data which has been generated on a daily basis, each and every second, right? Each and every second we as a human being are processing our data. When we are trying to walk, when we are trying to run, when we are trying to like observe something, when we are reading, when we are listening, right? When we are feeling hot, cold, or whatever it is, right? So every time, each and every time, we as a human being are consuming a huge amount of our data, and based out of that, right? So we are trying to find out some sort of a pattern. Again, taste wise, we learn a different kind of a taste. Agree, everyone? So next time, so whenever you will taste a same thing, and even if you will not see that particular object, can I say that you will be able to say, okay, fine, this is mango, this is apple, this is guava? Yes, right? Yeah. So now people are suggesting me like stocks. So this is stock, that stock, Reliance is good. Okay, it's fine. So can I say that even we try to learn a taste, right? So when you will taste a wine for a very first time, right? Again, there are like a different kind of taste buds you will be able to find out, like a thousands, millions of taste, but not thousands, millions of taste buds you will be able to find out, and different taste of the wine, or maybe a whiskey, or maybe some sort of a food item, veg or non-veg, or maybe some sort of a continental item, or fruits, right? So yeah, people are saying Jack Daniels. I have that, by the way. So in my boutique. So yeah, so different kind of a, like a taste we try to adopt, right? A different kind of a taste. So again, it's a kind of a pattern that we try to learn. So similarly, if why I'm giving you this example, right? So why I'm giving you this example? I'm giving you this example because you will be able to understand that how human learns, and then machine learning, because this is what we are going to learn in each and every algorithm. At the end of the day, you will be able to find out that every algorithm that we have learned is trying to find out just a pattern into a data, right? So somehow, if I can try to train, not train, forget about training word. Training is a vague word actually, right? Training and testing is a vague word. It disturbs a lot, right, from its actual sense. So let's suppose if I'm trying to talk about a machine, and if machine will be able to find out a pattern into a data, because we as a human being, we are also consuming a data, and then out of that we are finding out the pattern, right? Our way of like a consumption of the data set is different, for sure. We can eat something, and we can remember a taste. We can find out the pattern in a different like a taste of different things, right? For sure, you can't feed apple, guava, mango or something to like your machines, right? It will not work in that case. Some people does that. So yeah, but maybe in other way, if you can provide a data set, right, same information, maybe in some other way, if you can provide, right? Yes, for sure, machine, and if machine will be able to like adopt that pattern, find out that pattern, our work is done, right? This is where machine learning comes into a picture, a way where machine is trying to find out a pattern. Because if once I'm able to find out a pattern, next time what will happen? I'll try to match. Okay, this is matching with this pattern, so fine, this is the event which has happened last time, so again same event may happen right this time, because we are finding out the similar kind of a pattern. So this is where machine learning comes into a picture. So learning is nothing but finding out a pattern, whether it's a human or it's a machine, it's a hardware. Now how hardware find out these kind of things, right? So actually hardware never finds out any kind of a pattern. It's our algorithm, it's our mathematical equation which try to find out a pattern. In an ideal sense, if I'll try to talk about it, so it's not a hardware which finds out the pattern, because CPU or RAM that you have in your system, in your machine, right, they are made up of like silicon chips, and they just do a calculations, right? Just a simple normal calculation, addition, subtraction, multiplication. So these are the basic calculations machines used to do. But what if I can try to give, or I will try to like give some sort of equations which may help us, or which will be able to do this plus minus kind of a things, and then if it is able to find out a pattern, it's well and good. We'll be able to find out the we will be able to see that, okay, fine, so machine is trying to learn something. I'll give you a very simple example now, right? Let's try to understand this part. So let's suppose I have a data set, a very small vague data set I have. So I have maybe a height. Always I used to give this example in all of my classes, and weight, right? So height and weight, this is the data set which is given to you. Let's suppose height is 5.3 and weight is maybe a 50. Height is 5.4, weight is equal to maybe 60. Height is 5.5, weight maybe a 59. Height is maybe like a 5.1, weight can be a 53. Height is equal to 6.2, a weight can be a 75. Height may be 6.1, weight may be 78, right? So let's suppose I have done a random survey. I have collected some sort of a data, right, over here. This is the data set which is available to me. Now, if I'll give you one example that, okay, if height is equal to 5.9, right, what will be a weight? Fill in the blanks. Yes. So machine learning means generating an equation? No. Machine learning doesn't mean that generating an equation. Equation is something that which we are going to give. You will be able to understand. Okay. So some of you are saying that 75, 72, 65 approximately, right? So 65, 72. These are the things that you are trying to talk about, right? Yes, I have watched this part in a fast track before needed. So yeah, so this is something which I always discuss, right, for a very long time, so that you will be able to remember. So some of you are saying that okay, it may be a 59 to 75, 65, 72, right? So yes, all of you are trying to give me a different kind of a numbers, but can I say that you are trying to give me all of those number by looking into a pattern of this data and all of the data set which I have given to you? If I'll change a range of the data, can I say that you will start proposing me a different kind of a range, a different kind of a numbers? Yes. If I'll change a range of the data itself, right? So you will start giving me a different number. So can I say that even as a human being, so you're trying to find out some pattern over here, and based out of that, so you are giving me this data? Yes, everyone, all of you are doing the same thing. You all are trying to give me an answer based on the pattern of the data which is given over here. I'll change a pattern, your answer will change, your range will change, your outcome will change, right? Okay. So here, what if the whatever pattern that you have observed, right, same pattern I will try to replicate in a machine, or maybe in terms of a mathematics? What if I will be able to replicate a similar kind of a pattern, right? So in that case, maybe I will end up building a equation, right? Okay. So we all know that weight is proportional to height till certain extent. This is what a kind of a pattern I'm able to find out inside my data set. My weight is proportional to height. Agree, everyone? Right? I think we all understand this proportionality symbol, right? So maybe my weight is proportional to a height. Okay. And weight is something which we are supposed to find out in this particular place. Now, so if I have to remove this proportionality symbol, so can I say that we have to introduce some of the constant? So let's suppose I have introduced a constant called as m over here, right? So m is what? So m is trying to find out, or m is trying to derive a relationship between weight and height. Can I say that? Where height is a independent feature and weight is a dependent feature. Weight depends upon height. Yes. So I have just removed a proportionality symbol over here, and then I have given m as a proportionality constant in this particular place. Now there is a possibility, right? There is a possibility over here that this m is not going to derive the exact relationship in between, right? M will not be able to derive an exact relationship between weight and height. So in that case, can I say that we try to add some sort of a plus minus error? E? Yes. So plus minus error we are trying to introduce in this particular place. Now, can I say that this is a equation? This is a equations that we are able to receive, right? Based out of the data set which is given to me, height and weight. This is the kind of equations we are able to form. So directly, again, many of you are going to ask me this question, or generally people ask this kind of a question, that how we decide which algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but equation. Remember that, right? So many of you generally ask me a question that how we decide which algorithm, right? We never decide any algorithm out of the box. First, we'll look into our data. Then we decide based on the pattern that data set is going to show it to me. And then we look into the outcome. So what kind of an outcome that we are expecting? So this is where I'll give you a definition of regression classification and all those things. So breakdown, or like a I'll try to divide this machine learning again into a multiple section: supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised kind of a machine learning. Inside that, again, classification, regression, and clustering. I'll talk about it, but after this example. So once we'll be able to understand what is machine learning, right? Okay. So here, right? So here, what we are trying to find out, or what we are trying to do. So can I say that first of all, we have looked into a data, this weight and height data. Then we were trying to establish or understand that what is a relationship between a data as a human being, right? It's not like out of nowhere I'm just introducing this equation. No, we know that, okay, fine, so weight and height will be proportional. If it is not proportional, maybe I'll not even go for this equation, right? If some different kind of a data set I will be able to receive, maybe I'll not even go for that particular equation over here. Okay, so here somehow I'm able to find out that, okay, there is some sort of a relation. So fine, let's go ahead with this one. And I have derived this equation. Now, somehow, hypothetically, right? Somehow, if I'm able to find out a value of M and a value of E, if I'm able to find out, right? So let's suppose value of M I'm able to find out. A constant means how, what kind of a relationship is there in between. And if I will be able to find out a value of E, right? Can I say that, let's suppose hypothetically value of M is equal to 0.5 I'm trying to keep, and value of E is equal to 0.7. Again, hypothetically, I have not done any kind of a calculation so far. So this value is actually a dummy values, which I'm taking. So in that case, can I say that I can rewrite this equation? So W is equal to 0.5 times height, and this is, let's suppose, plus symbol, so plus 0.7. So can I say that I will end up introducing this kind of a equation? Yes. So in this equation, if I'm going to pass a value of H, right? So can I say that this equation is going to give me value of weight? Yes, everyone. So can I say that in this case, I will be able to do a prediction? So if this is the height, then this will be the weight. Can I say that? Right? Now, to achieve this one, what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to understand a pattern between a data. So who is representing a pattern between the data? Can I say that combinedly this equations plus its parameters are representing a pattern in between the data set? Yes. So this equation in ideal situation, so this equations is like trying to tell me, or this equation is giving me a pattern between a data set, right? But at the end of the day, we are doing what? We are finding out the pattern. This is what we as a human being does, right? In terms of learning anything, right? So we always try to form the pattern over here. So we have looked into a data set. We are trying to understand what is a pattern data set is forming. Based on that, we will try to build some sort of a mathematical equation, right? And then inside that mathematical equation, so whatever parameters are required, so we are trying to find out a value of those parameters, and based out of that, so we are trying to derive a pattern. So can I say that this entire data set shows this pattern? This is the pattern which my entire data set is showing, right? Yes. And at the same point of a time, can I say that this value of M and E, right? A value of M and E, right? I can find out even by using some maybe by pen and paper, or maybe I will be able to find out a value of M and E, right? By using by writing some sort of a code, 2-3 line of a code, right? I can write this kind of equation. I will be able to find out value of M and E. So I can write a code. I can write a Python code which can do a calculation based out of the data set. We all have done this kind of, we all have solved this kind of a equation, which is called as linear regression, right? Linear regression kind of a equations, equation of the line. We all have solved this kind of a things, right? We all know a little bit of algebra at least. So here the end goal is to find out just a pattern, and this is what we are trying to find out. Now, if we have to solve this equation, so we have two unknown parameters, so we can take any two data set, any two combination we can take, and based out of that, so we can try to find out the values in our old way, school, like in a school days, right? So this is how we were able to find out the values, right? Then why machine learning is required? The same equation we are using over here, right? That we have already used in our school days, right? And I can clearly see over here, if I'll ask you, okay, fine, so take these two combination, or maybe take these two combination, or maybe take these two combination and give me a value of M and E, all of you will be able to give me next 30 seconds itself, right? Then where is machine learning? Yeah. If I'll ask you to give me a value of M and E, right? I think all of you can find out, right? Try to pick any two random data set and then calculate it and then give me a values of M and E. Yes. Then why computations are required even for this one, right? Why we are saying that machine learning. So machine learning is not about, people generally thinks that machine learning is about finding an equation, and no, that's not true. If machine itself is able to find out the equation, then in that case we will never use a word called as augmented AI. We will say it's a pure AI, right? So it's us who is trying to find out a pattern into a data. It's us who is deciding an algorithm. When we are saying we are deciding algorithm, it simply means that we are saying that we are trying to find out the, or we are finalizing a equation, a particular equation, which will be able to find out, or which will help me out to find out the relationship between the data set. Then what machine learns? Yes. So machine learn, when we say machine learning, so in case of a machine learning, so it try to find out this and this for this equation. If I'll talk about, this is just a one of the equation I'm like discussing over here. So machine will try to find out a best possible value of these two. So why do we need best possible value, by the way, right? Now if I'll ask you, right, okay, give me a value of M and E. Now, which pair of two data set you are going to consider? So let's suppose this is a data set number 1, this is data set number 2, this is data set number 3, this is data set number 4, this is data set number 5, this is data set number 6, and this is 7, which is nothing but a testing purpose, right? So now which data set you are going to consider? Some of you are saying that random one. Okay, some of you saying that all, but to solve this equation, so I just need 2 points. Two unknown variables, so two equation, my work will be done, right? Some of you are saying 2 and 5, some of you are saying 1 and 6, right? Now can I say that you can take any combination, right? But some of you are saying train and test split, maybe that person has studied a lot, right? So he's jumping into a train and test split without understanding the questions. Yes. So can I say over here, right, that I can take any combination, right? And every combinations, I can take any combination. Maybe I can take 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5 1 6 2 3 2 2, maybe 2 4 2 5 2 6. Any kind of a combination we can try to consider. There is no problem, right? But can I say that I'm looking for a best possible relations? Means I'm looking for a best possible value of M and C, which I can generalize across this entire data set. Because yes, all of these data sets are not same. If everything is same, in that case, I will just take a value of M is equal to 1, C is equal to maybe 0, and then my work will be done, right? So I'm supposed to find out a best possible parameter, a best possible value of M and C. And to calculate this best possible value of M and C, I don't know which combination can be used. 1 2 2 3 4 5 6, I don't know basically. So which combination can be used over here, right, to find out the best possible value of M and E? Tomorrow what I will do is, so I'll try to give you maybe 10 million records, right? And then if I'll ask you, can you please find me best possible, not forget about 10 million, I'll just give you 1,000 number of row, 1,000 value of height and weight, 1,000 rows I will give you, right? 1,000 records if I'm going to give you, right? And then if I'll try to like ask you that, okay, fine, so can you please try to find out the best possible value of M and E out of this 1,000 record? Now just try to like calculate 1000 C2, right? So 1000, so like out of 1000, so if you're trying to take two, how many combination you will end up generating, right? So it is again going to be a millions number of combination you will end up generating. So are you going to test it one by one, or are you going to write a code by writing if and else that create all the samples, right? Millions of samples, and then test all of those samples and then compare it and then give me a final result, which one is the best one? So can I say that even in that way, that problem can be a solvable one? I can solve this problem. Yes, I can solve this problem, right? I'm just asking you, I'm giving you one problem statement that, okay, fine. So I have given you 1000 number of record, and to find out the best value of M and E. So there can be like a millions of combination, which is possible. Now test with all the millions of combination and give it to me, right? I think most of you will be able to write a code for sure. Python code, you can write it, and then you will be able to find out the best value of M and E over here, right? But can I say that in this way, again, things will be very, very complex. We are doing so much of calculations again and again and again and again, unnecessary calculations some way, right? But what is our ultimate goal over here? The ultimate goal is to find out the pattern. Who is defining the pattern? M and E, the parameter which I have used, which is the unknown parameter for us, right? So I have to find out, end goal is to find out M and E, because at the end of the day, your M and E is going to define a pattern, right? So your M and E is going to define a particular pattern. Anyhow, for entire data set, it means this equation is representing the nature of this entire data set. This is what a kind of things we are supposed to form, right? So maybe we can try to use some smartest possible way to find out this value of M and E, as much as possible way. So again, that is possible. So that smartest possible way, people have represented it as a linear regression, which is one of the algorithm. So wherever we have a data which is linearly dependent, or there is a linear relationship between a data set, maybe in that case we can try to use a linear regression. Again, there is another meaning of regression I'll give you, right? So as of now, I think this definition is fine. This will change, this will be changed in some time. So we have to find out a relations, nothing else we are looking for inside our data set. If machine will be able to find out, because computers are like built, or computers are designed to do a heavy calculations. Here we are looking for a heavy calculation, a millions of computation, millions of calculation we are looking for in a very short span of time, right? So yes, machines are good. Machines are good in terms of doing a calculation. So nature of job of this machine is not going to change. Whatever machine was doing yesterday, same thing machine is trying to do even today, right? We have just done one thing. We have changed our approach over here. The way we are going to find out the best possible value of M and E, and at the end of the day, so we are just trying to find out a relations between a data, or maybe pattern inside a data. So this equation. So what is called as actual machine learning? Before getting into a mathematical definitions of actual machine learning, in a layman way, we can say that if with the help of some equations, we are able to find out a relationship or pattern between a data, that is something called as machine learning. Simple, right? So this is a definition of the machine learning. And in a one-line definition, finding out a pattern into a data is called as learning. How we find out a data set? By representing a data set in a form of equation, right? Inside equation, so what it learns, does machine learn, or does machine derive a equation by itself? No, it's us who derive a equation by looking into a data set, by looking into a pattern of the data set, we derive the equation, right? Machine just try to find out its optimal value of a parameter. That's it and nothing else. How many of you are able to understand it? Yes. So this is just a basic definition. As of now, I have not even started with your linear regression, right? I'm just giving you a definition of machine learning. So what is actually called as machine learning? So machine never learns actually. So we give a equation, we find the pattern, machine just try to find out your parameters inside the equation. That's the only roles and responsibility. Machine, otherwise data scientists are not required, right? If machine will be able to read a data set which we can automate, right? If machine will be able to find out maybe which equations we are supposed to use, and if machine will be able to find out that what is the like a parameter inside all of those things, so machine can do each and everything, then why data scientists are required, right? Machine can do it. So again, in a later stage you will be able to find out auto ml. This is what auto ml does. So auto ml will be able to understand your data set, decide which equations we are supposed to use. It decides, okay, fine, so what will be the best possible parameters for a particular data set in a equations, and it will be able to give you a final solution. But if you will look inside that auto ml implementation, it's the same thing that we do, right? So the same thing that we used to do. So in Tableau we have auto ML. Yeah, so it will be able to find out a regression line and time series pattern also. You will be able to find out. So it's just a integrated one, right? GitHub Copilot is also augmented AI. So yes, it's basically it's a byproduct of your GPT-3. If you will try to study your Copilot. Okay, so we are even that is like trying to perform the same thing. So here we are providing a data, we are saying that use this equation, that equation, or maybe a multiple equations. We are helping a machine to get into or find out the optimal parameter at any point of a time. So this is something called as machine learning. Now inside machine learning you will be able to find, this is a definition of just a definition of machine learning. Then maybe I'll try to start ahead with the algorithm part. Your linear regression is the first algorithm. As of now, no algorithm I'm trying to discuss. Then what will happen inside a machine learning, we can again divide this entire things into a supervised machine learning, then unsupervised machine learning, and then we can say semi supervised machine learning. These are the way, or these are the broader, you can say, a view by which you can look into a machine learning. So machine learning is again fragmented or again divided into a multiple different section. In case of supervised machine learning, again you will be able to find out regression and classification. Inside unsupervised, clustering. Inside semi-supervised, regression plus classification plus clustering. So supervised, what is a meaning of supervised machine learning? So in case of a supervised machine learning, if we are providing a kind of a data, right? If we are providing a kind of a data where my input as well as output data set is available. So if this is a kind of a machine learning I'm trying to do, so where I am the one who is providing input data as well as I'm providing a output data. For example, this one. This is my input, this is my output, right? So this is my output which I'm expecting. So I have to like learn a pattern. So where output will be this one. So wait, basically. So in this case, I can say that it's a example of supervised machine learning. So where I'm the one who is giving an input, I'm the one who is giving an output, and machine is trying to find out a relationship between input and output. So input and output relation. So we always try to find out in case of a supervised machine learning. Now again over here, inside a supervised, you can find out a two different kind of a segment. One is called as regression, another one is called as classification. So wherever we are looking for output wise, we are looking for exact values, distinct values we are looking, exact values we are looking for, right? So that is something called as regression. Sometimes it is going to confuse you, right? But I think after attending a couple of machine learning classes, these things will be clear, right? It always happens. So regression, so where we are trying to get a concrete values here. So can I say that this is a regression problem where I'm trying to find out the exact value of a weight? Yes. So we are trying to find out the exact value of the weight. So this is nothing but a regression. A layman meaning of regression is nothing but finding out the relations, right? So yes, again, in whole machine learning, we are finding out the relations. So just like to clarify these things. Classification means, right? Classification means, so if I'm trying to give some sort of labels or maybe a classes. So for example, right? If I'll ask you, so if I'll ask you a question that as of now it's day or night. So can I say that you will not say, you will not talk about the temperature. You will say, okay, fine. So it's day or night, right? Now, if I'll ask you, okay, fine. So can you please give a rating? So can I say that 1 to 5, this will be your option, right? In case of rating and feedback. Now, if I'll ask you that, okay, so veg, non-veg or continental, maybe again inside that there will be veg, non-veg. So can I say that again, you will be having an option and you can try to select, right? So here, right, you can say that we are trying to choose, or we are trying to like pick and choose some of the particular classes going forward with respect to our data. So I think we can try to understand. If I'll give you an option that, okay, fine. So try to buy i5, i3 or i7. So again, i5, i3, i7 is nothing but it's a classes. So based on that specification, so you can try to separate that. Okay, fine. So if laptop configuration is this one, then it may fall under i7 or maybe a high configuration. Or if this is the like a system configuration, then in that case, maybe a middle level configuration and then low level configuration. So in this way, you can try to divide. Even over there, at the time of training, so we are going to give our input as well as our outcome or classes, whatever classes that we are expecting. And then by using a classification algorithm, so we try to find out a relationship between input and output data. Everywhere we are doing the same thing. We are finding out a relationship between input and output data set, right? Apart from this, we are not doing anything else. So here, regression, so we are looking for the exact value. Classification, just a particular classes. Clustering is nothing but a kind of a grouping operation. So now if like suppose we have dots, right? Now we have again another sort of a dots over here. And then we have like this dot. Now if I'll ask you, can you please create a group? So what do you think? How many groups you will be able to create? Right? Have I asked you how many groups you are supposed to create? No. Have I told you that, okay, fine, so one is red, one is blue, one is black? No. Right? You by yourself are trying to say, some of you are saying like a 2, 3, 1, right? Most of you are saying 3 groups you will be able to create. So people who are saying 3 groups, can I say that based on, right? So based on maybe a color combination, you are trying to separate all these things. Yes, people, someone is saying 0. I don't know how it can be a 0. So people who are saying maybe 1, right? So can I say that based on just like all this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, round like a shape, so based on that you are trying to say that maybe I can try to keep it inside the single one, right? Based on size, based on the colors, means based on some of the properties of a data set. Can I say that this is also a data? In terms of coordinate, I can represent it because this is something which I can draw into a 2D plane, right? So can I say that based on some common pattern, you can try to group it, right? So red one in one side, blue one, and then black one, maybe one group itself you can try to form based on the shape. Depends, right? So different person will look into this data set from a different perspective, and they can try to create our own groups. Now here, have I provided you some sort of labels or maybe outcome that okay, red dot red representation, blue dot blue representation? No, right? You just by yourself trying to observe, trying to find out some similarity and dissimilarity, and based on that, so you're trying to separate it, you are trying to create a groups of the data, right? This is where unsupervised machine learning comes into a picture, where we just give what? We just give a input data. So we just give input data set. We never give output data set. So system will try to find out a pattern between or some sort of a relationship, some sort of a distance between a data set, and based on that, so it will be able to create a groups. Again, there are multiple factors. So this is just a first level of definition for all of you. So just try to understand in this way. Going forward, so we are going to understand multiple algorithm in each and every section. So I think this will be clear. Now coming to a semi-supervised machine learning. Semi-supervised is nothing but it's a combination of supervised and unsupervised. This is where semi-supervised machine learning comes into a picture. So maybe if someone has given me a data set, half of the labeled data set, half of the unlabeled data set, means half the data set with output, half the data set without output. So maybe the data set which is having an output given. So I'll try to learn something, and then for the half of the data set, so I'll try to create an auto labeler where it will be able to label rest of the data set or half of the data set without without knowing about anything, right? So over there we are using a grouping approach. Over there we are trying to do maybe some sort of a classification or regression. So it will be a combination. So wherever we are going to utilize the combination of this semi supervised, right, and supervised, so we can say that is basically a semi supervised machine learning approach, right? Okay, so someone is saying that will there be any break in 3 hours? So sometime in 7 hours we don't take a break, and sometime we do take a break. Depends. There is no rule. Yeah. What about today? I don't know. Depends, like I said, right? Okay. So supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised, right? So yeah. Here, right? So this is how we can try to divide this entire machine learning. Now, inside a supervised, right? So when we'll be talking about the supervised, sorry. So inside a regression problem itself, right? So maybe we can try to talk about linear regression, polynomial regression. It's a different component. In classification, so maybe we can talk about a logistic regression, a decision tree, SVM. Yeah, inside a regression, so SVR, right? Support vector regressor, we can try to talk about maybe a decision tree as a regressor, we can try to discuss, right? So inside a regression, linear regression, polynomial regression, support vector regression, decision tree regression, right? KNN regressor. So there are multiple regressor, even XGBoost regressor, random forest regressor, right? So there are a different kind of a regressor that we can try to use, right? So we can try to use a different kind of a regressor over here, and then we will try to learn this regression chapter. There is a classification. So in case of a classification, we can try to learn again logistic, SVM, and then decision tree, XGBoost, or bagging, boosting, stacking. There are multiple algorithm which will come in between. I think you can check a list of the algorithm inside your dashboard itself. Then clustering, right? So inside a clustering, so we can try to understand again a multiple clustering algorithms over here. And again, semi-supervised, that is something which we can try to use inside our project now, right? So again, in a very simple way, we can try to understand along with its implementation one by one, right? So there are so many algorithms we are going to see in this part, this part, this part, and then combination of these two inside this kind of operations we are going to understand. So this is how you can try to divide your entire machine learning section. So hope this part is clear. So three things is clear. This is what I'm assuming. So first, how data industry is and how it works. What is the actual meaning of a AI, right? And like machine learning. So what is actually called as a machine learning or any kind of a learning with respect to a machine. And then hope this particular part is clear. ML part. So how we can try to separate this entire ML part, right? Now again, definition wise, if I'll go, so this is a machine learning definition. In a deep learning, what we try to study. So again, whatever we can solve or whatever we can try to like see inside a machine learning, same thing we can try to solve even inside a deep learning. Same thing, exact same thing. Because this entire data science is all about finding out a pattern. It's not like just in machine learning we try to find out the pattern. Everywhere we try to find out the pattern, right? So this time, if I'll show you, okay, fine. So this is a pen. Next time again, if I'll show you this object, can you? So can I say that next time you will say that, okay, fine. So this is also a pen. Yes. So can I say that there is some similarity in between these two pens? You will be able to find out. Yes. So can I say that you are at the end of the day you are trying to find the patterns? Yes. Now in computer vision, what we do? So we try to do a class, we try to solve a classification problem, we try to solve a object detection problem, we try to solve a segmentation problem, we try to solve a tracking problem, right? We try to solve a pose estimation problems. Now in all those problems, we are trying to find out a pattern. Again in NLP, what we are trying to do? So we are trying to find out just a pattern. So AI or data science, if I'll talk about, right? Science of the data science. So in data science itself, so we try to find out a pattern. So throughout this entire lecture of a data science, you will just end up learning an equation or algorithms which can help you out to find out a pattern, because data set itself is a complex thing, right? Today you are receiving maybe some sort of structured data, unstructured data. Tomorrow you will receive, day after tomorrow maybe image data, after that video data, after that maybe a speech text data you may receive. Again, there will be a different kind of a problem statement you are going to get. Somewhere someone will give you to do someone will ask you to do some sort of a prediction or maybe a forecasting, right? Some of the person are going to give you maybe a task of a detection, right? Or maybe a tracking, maybe to build some sort of a chatbot, right? Maybe to build some sort of a sentence summarizer, maybe some of the story generator library if you have to build. So there can be a n number of tasks which may exist, right? And if you're looking for a number of tasks, I think your internship dashboard is a best place, right, to look into those tasks. So we have listed down so many tasks, so much of tasks. So all of these things, and everywhere there are millions of combinations of a task, more than that, more than millions, right? You will be able to find out where we just try to find out the pattern. And everywhere in our life, right, how we are going to make a decision, right? How we are so if I have to make a decision that whether I am supposed to purchase a property or not, how I will be able to make a decision? So can I say that I will try to observe, okay, fine. So what is my saving? What is my current saving? How much I will be able to save till how many months I'll have to like pay EMIs? What will be like a kind of a loan I will be able to get, right? What will be a rate of interest? What in all documents are required, whether I have those documents or not. If not, then how I will be able to arrange. So there are many factors which will come in between. And this is again a pattern. If I am trying to decide to take a properties, and whether you are trying to take, you are trying to make a decision to take a properties, can I say that my and your patterns will be almost similar? Yes, there will be plus and minus, right? Because environments will be different for me and you. But can I say that it's a same pattern, right? It's almost a same pattern. So let's suppose if I'm trying to build a system, right, which will be able to predict Okay, fine. So whether a person will be able to get a loan or not, can I say that I can build it? Yeah. If I have like a data set of maybe 100 people, 200 people, or 1 million people, because we know that everyone is having like a similar kind of a pattern, plus minus, we can try to accommodate those things, right? Simple. So this is what we do, right? In general. So here, right, everywhere we are just trying to, we are just doing one thing, right? So we are just trying to find out a pattern, whether it's a machine learning, whether it's a deep learning, whether it's your autonomous car, whether it's a Sophia that you are able to see, a hybrid use cases of our data science, right? Whether it's your chatbot, whether it's your Jarvis introduced by Nvidia. So everywhere, right? So everywhere you are just trying to find out a pattern, and this is called as data science. If you are able to find out a pattern into a data by yourself, then you can say you are a true data scientist. But again, there are so many dynamics which will come in between. So this is what we are here. This is the reason we are here to learn those things. So I think we all can learn. That's like a kind of a learnable things, right? So we all can learn. So yes, I think we all are clear, at least on this basic part. So how machine learns? So machine never learns. They just find out the pattern based on the inputs which we are going to give. This is the outcome that we can take. Okay. Now, moving ahead with core machine learning problem. Again, there are so many things, and as I will progress, so when I'll talk about a deep learning, then I will be talking about how deep learning is different from a machine learning, why we actually need a deep learning. Is it possible to solve some problem without even knowing a deep learning, or what is like a kind of a knowledge which is required in a deep learning? Then we will try to understand computer vision gradually, then NLP, reinforcement learning also we are going to see, right? That what is a difference between a machine learning and a reinforcement learning, because in both the places we have like a common things, right? And then AI ops, it's nothing but it's not a learning part. AI ops, it's basically a ops part, operation part, right? So it's a operation, it's not. Again, someone is trying to say again and again, time series falls under your regression here. I think you should check your syllabus. Yeah. So as and when we will try to progress, so I think we will keep on getting a definition. Now, like I said, inside a machine learning, you will be able to find out a regression, supervised, and inside that regression. So first of all, we will try to start ahead with the supervised machine learning, and then inside that we can try to understand what is regression, and then type of the regression, and then a specific algorithm we will try to understand, all of us. So here, a very first algorithm that we are going to learn is linear regression. So what is a meaning of a linear regression? What are the components which comes inside a linear regression, right? What is a mathematical definition of a linear regression? Again, inside a linear regression, there are so many mathematical concepts you will be able to find out. Many, not just one, so many mathematical concepts, so many derivations you all will be able to find out, right? And then you will get to know about a regression. But believe me, if you are able to understand this one algorithm end to end, right? When I say algorithm, it simply means that including a mathematical concept which I am going to teach you inside a classes, your next algorithm will be very, very easy. You are not going to face challenges in your next algorithm, believe me, right? So I always take time to talk about a very first algorithm, then we can in one day one algorithm, so we can try to wrap up. But yeah, so in a first algorithm, so I believe I take two classes in general, so excluding your introductory class. So today is just an introductory class for your machine learning chapters. How many basic unanswered question on linear regression? I'm not able to understand your question actually. Are we going to get this white sheet or take a notes? No, you have to take a notes. I'm assuming that when you are sitting inside the classes, right? So for me, it's easy. I can just download a PDF and then I can share these things with you, right? Then, but the problem is then why what you're doing inside the class, right? And yeah, I have seen. I think Chris has taken a statistics classes, right? And I have seen some of the mails where people are talking about like why Chris has not shared this statistics like a sheet wherever he is writing. I mean, why you are even looking for that, right? Like, are you like that much of lazy that you are not even able to create some sort of a notes by yourself? Even if you are not able to, and all those things are recorded, everything is available in a video. That video is also available inside your dashboard for a lifetime, right? So you are that lazy that you are not even able to take a snapshots. And I've seen even people are, I have seen some of the people who is fighting with like a support team, right? No, why you are not providing these things, why you are not providing that snapshot or write-ups? I mean, like, is it a point? I mean, like, we are here to teach you, you are here to learn. So as a learner, it's your responsibility to take a notes. Yeah. So take a note. I think in this way, you will be able to understand. Maybe tomorrow you are trying to revise something, right? I'll share something. That is fine, right? I can share it, all those things. We don't have any kind of a issue. It's very easy. We just have to click, download a PDF, and then share these things with you. Yeah. But if you are going to take a note, you will take a note in your way, the way you have formed your pattern. So it will be beneficial for your learning, right? Because you are also trying to find out the patterns, right? And I'm here to teach you the patterns. Simple. This is how learning happens, finding out the pattern. Yeah, self-made notes are always help to prepare. Yeah. Okay, I think many of you are like looking for a break. So yes, guys, bear with me. It's like going to be a theoretical classes, mathematical classes, right? So so some of you will like feel like it's kind of a boring one, but again, yeah. So fine, guys, I think we can take a break of like a 15 minute 30 minutes sharp, right? So it's a 4:47 as of now. By 5 p.m. IST we can resume. Yes, you have 13 minute of break. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow is a leave, by the way. Tomorrow is like 15th August, right? We all know it's a national holiday. So even we will enjoy holiday. Yes, tomorrow is a holiday. We'll make announcement. So my entire team will be on leave, including a support team. Mail, no response, no reply. You will be able to see from our side. No one is working in our team for tomorrow. Yeah. So complete close. Okay, take a break, guys. We have now 12 minutes left. Yeah, take a break for 20-second, Raki. No, for that, it's not required. Leave is not required. Yes. Okay, so fine guys, I think we are back, right? So let's start. Okay, so now we are going to talk about a linear regression. And as we have discussed, right, there is something called as supervised machine learning. So linear regression or regression falls under supervised machine learning. And what is the meaning of supervised machine learning? So meaning of supervised machine learning is very simple. So where we are going to provide input data as well as output data at a time of training or at the time of learning. Now, what is the meaning of training? So I think in a later stage, we all will be able to understand this part. Those who don't know what is training, right? So for them, so for sure, we are going to cover this particular part. Now here, in case of a regression, right? So as we have discussed, if we are trying to find out some exact values, again, based on the nature of the problem statement. So if we are trying to find out an exact value, so then in that case, we can say that it's a regression problem statement. So this is what we will try to understand. Now, inside this regression problem statement, right? We always try to find out a relationship, or in a layman way, we try to find out a pattern, that how one variable is related to other variable, or one data set is related to other data set. And if we are able to establish those kind of a relation, so we can say that yes, we are good and there is some relation, and we will be able to build some sort of a equation based out of that. So to understand or to explain a same thing, right? So maybe we can try to plot this kind of a picture, right? So this kind of a picture, maybe we can try to plot. Now let's suppose this is the data set that we have, right? So are you able to find out some sort of a pattern in this data set? This is a very simple data set, right? So let's suppose this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. So can I say that yes, there is some pattern, right? Or there is something that we are able to see, or there are some patterns. So if x values are increasing, so maybe y values are also increasing over here. So x and y values are moving together, right? So as x will progress, so fine, y will progress. As x will decrease, so yes, y is also decreasing. So here we have some sort of a pattern. Now this pattern tells me, right? Again, we all have studied this like a graph and all those things, where we were trying to plot a data. We were trying to like see what is a pattern in between a data set. So just by looking into this data set, so I'm just like, I'm sure that, okay, fine. So there is some pattern in between a data set. Now, if I'll show you some other data set, right? Are you able to find out any pattern in this data set? So let's suppose this is a data set A that we have, and this is a data set B that we have. So are we able to find out some pattern in a data set B? Yes or no? Can I say that no, we are not able to find out any kind of a pattern in a very first phase, right? So maybe we can do something and then we will be able to find out some pattern. But as of now, there is no pattern which is available inside my data set as per current knowledge, right, that we have. Maybe I will not be able to build some sort of a equation. But in data set number A, so we are able to find out some sort of a pattern, and we can say that yes, maybe with the help of this line, right, we can try to generalize this entire pattern which exists inside this particular data set, right? So just out of this one, maybe with respect to this data set, so if I can divide this data set into two segments, right, into two segments, and here we can claim that yes, there are some pattern. So even in this data set number B, we will be able to find out some pattern, maybe in a hard way, right? But after doing some sort of a pre-processing, or maybe grouping, or maybe after doing some sort of a clustering operations, or maybe some polynomial relations, I will be able to find out. But here in data set number A, so we can say that yes, there are some sort of a linear relations I do have over here. And maybe I can try to represent this entire relations in terms of a equation. Again, line wise, we may draw this kind of a line, we may draw this kind of a line. So there are millions of lines which I will end up drawing over here, That is also possible, right? A millions of lines or millions of relations I will be able to draw. Now can I say over here that y is proportional to x, right? Can I say that y is proportional to x in my data set A? So y is proportional to x. Now if I'm going to remove this proportionality constant, so can I say that y and then this proportionality constant, I will try to replace these things with a variable m, right? So m of x. Now there is a chance that there will be some sort of an error, plus minus. So can I say that plus minus error, or we can represent these things by c, right? So can I represent this line or any of these relations by using this equation y is equal to mx plus c plus minus c? Yes, we can represent it. That is possible. Now, can I say that this relations or this equation is an equation of a straight line? Yes. So this is an equation of a straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. So where y is proportional to your x. In a normal cases, in a real life, I have given you height and weight example. Height and weight example is showing us the same kind of relations. If I'll talk about a sales of ice cream and in a summer season, so can I say that as your like a summer season will increase, means temperature will like increase, so can I say that your sales of ice cream may increase, right? Or maybe sales of cold drink may increase, right? In a winter season, so again can I say that it will decrease. So here a value of this proportionality constants is going to change, right? But still you will be able to find out sales versus temperature. You will be able to establish a relationship in between. The only thing is this is going to change. M and C value is going to change. So there are so many phenomena, there are so many events you will be able to see in your real life itself, where many things are going to show you this linear kind of a relation. So if one is increasing, other is also increasing. If one is increasing, other is decreasing. So this kind of a relations you all will be able to find out. Now in case of this line, right? So let's suppose if I'm trying to draw a line, this is a line A, let's suppose, right? So in case of a line, what is a meaning of this M and what is a meaning of a C over here? If I'm saying that y is equal to mx plus c, right? This is an equation of a straight line. So what this m is trying to represent and what this c is trying to represent. So let's suppose I'll try to think, or I'll try to understand these things in this way, that let's suppose c is equal to 0, right? C is equal to 0. Then y is equal to mx, right? Agree everyone? Then what will be a value of m? Y by x, right? So m is nothing but y by x if c is equal to 0. Now what is the meaning of c is equal to 0, right? C is equal to 0 simply means that y is equal to mx. It simply means that my line is going through a origin. It's a origin, through origin, right? So m. Now what is this m? What is this m trying to represent? So m is trying to represent a slope at any point of a time on this line, right? So this is representing basically a slope or a slant or maybe a tangent. So if I'll talk about a tan theta, so can I say that y by x is nothing but it's representing a tan theta? Or if I'm saying dy by dx, what is a meaning of dy by dx? Rate of change of y with respect to x. So for every changes of x, so by what rate my y is changing, right? So this is something which I will be able to represent. So again, there are a different kind of a name you will be able to see, you will be able to get. And since childhood, so we are learning this kind of equation called as y is equal to mx plus c. So m over here is nothing but it's representing a tangent, it's representing a slope, you can say, or y by x, or maybe a tan theta, or maybe you can say dy by dx as well. So there are just a variety of a name you will be able to find out, or m is a factor which is trying to define a relationship or a proportionality constant, or a coefficient, right? Which is trying to define a relationship in between y and x. So there are multiple different names you will be able to find out just for this m, right? Just for this particular m. But at the end of the day, everything is same, right? So m is nothing but it's representing a slope or slant, right? Or maybe rate of change of y with respect to x. This is what m is trying to represent, right? So let's suppose if I'm saying that, okay, m is 0.5. So I can write equation in this way, 0.5x. Now for 1 unit of change into a x, what will be a changes you will be able to see in y? Can I say that 0.5 unit? Yes. Can I say that 0.5 unit, right? This is what we say in case of a dy by dx, rate of change of y with respect to x. So if I'm saying dy by dx, a derivative of y with respect to x, whenever we say that, right, rate of change of y. So how y is going to get affect if we are trying to change a value of x, right? So here we can say that by writing this m value is equal to 0.5, we can say that if we are going to change x by 1 unit, so our y is going to change by 0.5 unit always if value of m is equal to 0.5. Now what is a meaning of c over here? So c is nothing but, let's suppose this is my equation, right? So y is equal to mx plus c. This is my equation, right? Let's suppose x is equal to 0. Now can I say y is equal to c if x is equal to 0? So if your x is equal to 0, then y is equal to c. Means whenever or wherever x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, and x will be 0 at which point? At a origin, right? So what is a value of y? So can I say that in case of this red line, right, when x is equal to 0, a value of y for this particular line is this one, right? So this height is nothing but it is representing a value of c. Let's suppose if I'm drawing this line, so can I say that this is nothing but my c? This is nothing but my c. Can I say that? Yes, when x is equal to 0. A very simple thing, right? So what will be a changes? So when there is no changes in x, you can understand in this way. When there is 0 changes in x, 0 changes in x, 0 unit changes in x, then also how y is even in that case, how y is getting affected. So can I say that y is going affected by c unit? Yes. Yeah. So y is getting affected by a c unit. So this is how you can try to define c. So sometimes c is called as error, sometimes c is called as intercept, right? So there are again a different kind of a name you will be able to find out with respect to a c. Depends upon the context. So we try to use a different name, but meaning of these names are same in terms of a equation. So maybe I can try to say, okay, fine. So it's a error that we are introducing, or maybe it's a intercept that we have over here, or some sort of a deviations when x is equal to 0 in a y we are able to observe, means in a final value we are able to observe. So this is how you can try to understand m and a c. Now here I have given you one data set. This is a data set which I have given you in graph number a. Okay, now there is some pattern which we have inside this data set, and for this pattern I can try to draw maybe line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, and likewise n number of line I can try to draw, right? N number of line I will be able to draw very easily, right? But am I supposed to select all the lines, n number of lines? The answer is no. Millions of lines I will be able to form. I'll just try to make a small changes 0.00000001, right? And then I will be able to find out a different line. Any changes in m and c value, even a fraction of changes into m and c values, I will end up getting a new lines. But am I supposed to select all the lines? Or if we have a millions of lines, because here, right, if I look into this data set, so you will be able to find out a multiple values, n values of like a n number of values for m, right? And n number of values for c, you will be able to find out, or e in this case, you will be able to find out. Am I supposed to select all the value of M or all the value of E or C that we have introduced? No. Can I say that even in this case, I will be able to find out a multiple values, just depends upon the combination. I'll take these two combination, different value, right? Means I'm talking about the row wise, right? These two combination are different value, right? This combination, different value. Maybe this combination, different value of M and C, I will be able to get. But I'm not supposed to select all the values. What I'm expecting in this particular place, I'm expecting a kind of a value of M and C, because M and C is responsible to draw a line. If I have to draw a line from minus infinity to plus infinity, right? Can I say that X and Y is not required? I just need a value of M and C. If someone will tell me that what is the value of M and C, I can draw a straight line. Yes. So if anyone can tell me that what is the value of M and C, I will be able to draw, right? So C will tell me that, okay, fine. So from where I am supposed to start, and then M will tell me that what will be the slant or what will be the slope. And based on that, so I will be able to draw the complete straight line. So M and C is the only thing which is required for us. Nothing else is required for us in our cases, right? So here we are able to find out, or we will end up finding out a multiple value of M and a multiple value of C, but I'm supposed to select a best one, or which one is called as a best, a line which will be able to generalize the whole data set, a line in which if you try to interpret, or maybe if you will try to look into this line, so you should feel like, okay, fine, so this is a line which is able to understand a pattern of this whole data set, or maybe a sharp middle line I'm supposed to select, which is trying to derive my data set in a best possible way. So again, that depends upon M and C. So I'm expecting a best value of M and C. The best value of M and C I'm expecting over here. But how I will be able to find out the best value of M and C, right? Let's try to understand these things in a better way, maybe by using some different context. So I'll take a same data set, right? So we have a height data set and we have a weight data set. Let's suppose height is equal to 5.1, weight is equal to maybe 50 kg, height is equal to 5.2, weight is equal to maybe 49 kg, height is equal to 5.3, and weight is equal to 53 kg, height is equal to 6.2, and maybe weight is equal to 76 kg, height is equal to 6.1, weight can be a 74 kg, and then I have maybe height is equal to 5.9 and weight is a question. So now we are going to form this equation. So MH plus E. Now here, just do one thing, guys. Try to take these first two data set, just first two data set you are supposed to take, and give me a value of M and E, or you can say M and C, right? Give me a value quickly, just by doing a manual calculation. So I think we all know how to do a calculation, right? So give me a value of M and E quickly. Nitin is saying M is equal to minus 10. Is it? So calculate a value of M and E, guys, over here. Let me give you an equation, right? So if I'm going to use this first data set, so equation will become 50 is equal to, W is equal to 50, weight is equal to 50 plus M into 5.1, right? Plus E, equation number 1. Equation number 2 will be nothing but 49 is equal to M into 5.2 plus E. Equation number 2. Two equation, two unknown. Find out the values. What is the value of M and E? So M is equal to minus 10 and E is equal to 101. So M is equal to minus 10. Most of you are saying M is equal to minus 10. E is equal to 101. Okay. M is equal to minus 10. E is equal to 101. So this is a kind of a value of M and E. We are able to figure it out. Now, if I'll try to put up these things in our equation, so our equation will look in this way. Maybe M is equal to minus of 10 plus 101. So this is the final equation that we are able to receive. Now just do one thing. So try to take this data set and this data set and then give me a value. So I can say M1, E1. Now give me M2, E2. M2, E2. You are supposed to consider this data set. Quickly. M2 is equal to 25.55, 25, okay. And E is equal to, E2 is equal to 82, minus 82, okay, fine. 25.55 and then minus of 82, fine. So M2, E2, we are able to find out 82.44. So fine, this is a equation number. Let's suppose A we have formed. Now, second equation, if we have to form, so value of M2 is equal to 25.55 H minus 82.44, right? Equation number B. Now, can I say that both of this equation is trying to derive a straight line? It is trying to form the straight line? True. Now, can I say that yes, we are able to find out a value of M and E, and both of the lines are derived out of the same data set, right? Same data set we are trying to derive, right? Okay. Just do one thing. In equation number A as well as in equation number B, right? Try to put up this value 5.9. Equation. So here height is equal to 5.9. Here height is equal to 5.9. And give me a weight. So give me W1 and W2 for situation W1 with A and W2 with B, right? So give me this one, this data. So W1 is equal to 42, okay. Okay, most of you are saying 42. And what about W2B? 42. So most of you are saying 42, okay. So this is 42. And W2 is equal to 68, okay, 68.305, okay. So any other values that we have? This is the final values. $68.305. Okay. Now, one equation, A equation is giving me 42 as a value, and B equation is giving me this values, right? Which one I'm supposed to select? And in this way, if I'll take a different combination, so for a different combination, I will be able to find out n number of M and n number of E, right? So now, just in these two cases, which one I'm supposed to select? Someone is saying second one, someone is saying a first one, right? So which one I'm supposed to select, guys? What do you think? Yes. Okay, so everyone is just like moving in between first 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, do one thing, right? Let's take this combination and this combination, right? And then give me M3 and E3. Take this combination, red combination, first one and last one. This combination and this combination. Try to take this combination and then give me a value of M3 and E3. So M3 is equal to 24, okay. So M3 is equal to 24. What about E3? This is the third combination we are trying to take. What is E3? So E3 is minus 72.4. Minus 72.4. This is E3, right? Now, with respect to this combination, give me, so let's suppose I'm going to form another equation. So 24H minus 72.4. Now give me W3C. This is the equation number C, let's suppose. So W3C. What is the value? 69.2. Okay, most of you are saying 69.2, right? Okay, 69.2. So for a same height, we are able to predict three weights, right? Now tell me which one we are supposed to select. Same height, right? Input is like a 5.9, but we are able to predict three weights, three different weights. Yes. So people are saying like a third. Some of you are suggesting me that, okay, fine. So we can try to take an average of it. Yes. Okay. So the problem over here is that none of you are able to decide. There are multiple values of M, multiple values of E, we are able to find out. It simply means that we are able to draw a multiple line, a multiple straight lines we are able to draw. But we are just confused that, okay, so what will be a straight line? Okay, that's completely fine. So this is what I was looking for, right? So we are literally confused and we don't even know. Some of you are suggesting that we can try to draw the graph and then we can try to like solve it. So if by drawing a graph we can solve a problem, right, then in that case we don't need algorithms and we don't have to even learn algorithms. Just we'll draw the graph and then my work will be done. Yeah, some of you are even suggesting an average, which is one of the approach. Yes, that's true, but again not a best approach, right? So here, what is our objective? Our objective is to find out a best possible line, right? But here, so we are taking a different combination and we end up finding out a different kind of a combination, and we are just confused whether I'm supposed to select a line number A, B, or a C, right? I'm not able to make a decision at all in any of these three cases. Okay, just do one thing, right? Just do one thing. I'll just like make your life a little bit simpler, right? In this case, in terms of making a decision. So here, try to take equation number A, right? And then try to pass value of height. And then try to give me what is a W dash. W dash for this one, W dash for this one, a W dash for this one with respect to equation number A. W dash for all these three, first three at least, right? For equation number B. And W dash, right? For equation number C. So prediction. So here you are supposed to pass height, and then tell me what is the weight, because we know about the actual weights, right? According to the data set. So whatever data set that we have, so we are aware about the actual value, my expectation. Let's see what these equations are going to give you, this A, B, and C equation quickly, so that you will be in a position to make a decision. WA dash, okay, it's a 50, fine. So this one is giving you 50, fine, okay. Equation number A, out of the equation number A. So whatever value guys you are giving me, I'm just taking those values. I'm not taking any other values. I'm not doing calculation. Someone is saying 49, so 49, 48. So with respect to what? This, or this one. So with respect to all these three equations, guys, this equation, and this equation, right? So pass this value of like a heights and then give me a values. W1A dash 50, 49, 48. Okay. 50, 49, 48. Fine. Now what about B? For W dash B, Amit is saying 96.2. Surya Prakash, I think I have written those your values. Subham is saying 50.67. For which one, by the way? W dash B. First one I am assumed. Okay. So 50.67. Okay, fine. W dash C is 5.1. No, it should not be 5.1, right? W dash B 47.86. I mean, like which values? Please specify. W dash C is 50, 52.4. Okay. 50, 52.4, 54.8. What about this one? W dash B. Okay, so 47 point. So W dash B 47.86. Okay. .865. Fine. So what about these two values? Okay, so 50.42. Fine. This is the data that we are able to get. We are able to calculate with respect to all the three lines or three equations that we have formed over here. Right? Now make a decision. Which line we are supposed to select? Last time, so I think you guys were facing some problem in terms of making a decision. Now give me your decision. So which line you think that we are supposed to select, whether it should be a line number A or maybe a B or maybe a C. So out of which one you are going to select, because this is my actual one. I was expecting 50, I got 50. I was expecting 49, I got 49. I was expecting 53, I got 48. That is fine with respect to equation number A. So in equation number B, so I was expecting 50, I got 47.86. I was expecting 49, so I got 50.42. I was expecting 53, I got 52.97. With respect to equation number C, so I was expecting 50, it's a 50. I was expecting 49, 52.4. I was expecting 53, 54.8. So which equation I'm supposed to select? Can I say that every equation, right? The equation that we have formed, all these three equations are trying to give me close values, not an exact one, but maybe a close one. Yes. Can I say that? Yes. Okay. Now tell me which equation I'm supposed to select, whether it should be equation number A, equation number B, or equation number C. So some of you are saying A, some of you are saying C. There are some people who are giving a vote for a B as well. Okay. So fine. Let's suppose I'm going to finalize, right? Maybe equation number A, right? 50, 50, 49, 49. But in third one, so when data set values are like increasing, so it is not giving me like a regular result, right? So here, some of you are saying A, some of you are saying B, some of you are saying C. But how you are trying to make that decision, by the way? Any idea? So what is the thought process behind selecting A, B? Either of these three you are trying to select, but how? Can I say that you are trying to compare this value and this value, this value, this value, this value, this value, and you are trying to observe that, okay, what is a differences, right? In between a value which I was expecting and a value which I have received, a predicted value. That's the reason I'm saying these things as a dash, right? Just a notation. So just by looking into different differences, some of you are saying mean square or something. Forget about those terms. Those terms we are going to learn anyhow, right? Forget about it. As of now, just try to understand in a layman way how we are trying to solve this problem, right? Because this is the same problem machine will try to solve. So how we are going to solve? First of all, try to understand that machine wise, you will get to know automatically. Okay, so here, can I say that we are trying to find out maybe differences? So here difference is equal to maybe 0, here difference is 0, and here difference is equal to maybe 5, right? So on an average 5 by 3, 3 data set we have. So it's a very less differences, 5 point like 1.6 kind of a differences we are able to find out. Maybe here we can try to find out differences. There are multiple ways, mean squared error we can try to find out, right? So there are different ways by which I will be able to find out a difference in between. And this is a kind of a strategy I'm assuming that you all are trying to apply. Yes, everyone? Okay, fine. So this is the kind of a strategy unknowingly you are trying to apply. I never told you that, okay, fine, so try to apply this strategy and then try to find out which one is the best equation. I never told you, right? I have never even given you some sort of instruction that no, in this way you are supposed to select. No, by default, in by looking into these patterns, so you as a human being, so you're trying to find out, you're trying to understand these particular things, right? Now, this difference is nothing but it's called as loss or it's called as cost, right? So we are trying to find out a cost. So which equation is going to give me the highest cost? Cost means summation of maybe a error or maybe a loss with respect to a single input. So here you are trying to understand that which one is giving me the highest differences, right? So if A is giving me a highest differences as compared to B and as compared to C, so whichever is giving you the lowest differences, right, in between the expected outcome and a predicted outcome, can I say that that is the equation you are going to finalize? You will say that, okay, fine, so this is the best suited equation for my data set. Yes, based on that, based on those kind of a calculation, right? Okay, fine. Now there is, so millions of combinations, millions of equation you have formed, and in a layman way, so we are trying to check, okay, fine, so which one is giving me a less differences, and then based on that, so I will try to make a decision. So which one is like a final line or final equation I will try to adopt. So it may be a B, C, or A, depends, right? So this is something that we all will be able to understand. So it's a very simple calculation, right? But what if machine will be able to do a same thing, right? What if machine will be able to perform a same thing, and automatically machine will be able to find out a best fitted line? So how we try to find out, or how machine will be able to find out a best fitted line? So again, it will try to do a similar kind of a comparison, but in a complete different way. The way we are doing a comparison, so this is not a way by which algorithms will try to do a comparison, because algorithm is what? Just a mathematical equation, right? So the way we are going to define it, so it's going to work very simple. It's not like machine is trying to think something. No, machine is not thinking anything. It's just a piece of hardware. We are giving them a capability to do some sort of a calculation, and because of that we are saying that it's a learning for a machine, or machine is trying to think, or machine is trying to adopt a pattern. But actually no, machine is not trying to do anything over here. It is just trying to take an instruction from my side, and then based on that it is doing a calculation. That's it, right? And this kind of a calculation. So here, if some of you are saying that C is giving you the less error, so in that case I will try to maybe select a line number C. I will try to finalize line number C. So going forward, if I'll give you 5.8, 4.2, 5.1, any kind of input data, can I say that if you have finalized equation number C, so every time you will try to put up this data set into a equation number C, and then you are going to give me a prediction of a weight? Agree, everyone? Yes, let's suppose, again, hypothetical situation, right? So that is the equation you are going to use. And can I say that this is nothing but equation number C is nothing but equation number C is something which we all have learned. We all have learned, right? Yes, because it was like a giving me a less error, or it like a difference was very less. So we all have learned this particular equation. But inside this equation, what we are trying to learn, or what we are trying to find out, a value of M and C for sure. So M and C is a factor that we are supposed to find out. if we are able to find out in an automated way. So that procedure is called as machine learning. Still, we are not able to understand what is actually called as machine learning, right? We are just trying to understand the context. The way by which I will be able to find out a optimal value of M and C, that is something called as learning. That is the meaning of a learning, right? Okay. So now let's try to understand in this way, in a little bit different way, right? So here we are trying to find out equations which is having a less amount of a loss. Okay. So now we have a multiple values, right? We have a value of M, we have a value of C. So can I say that we have selected or we have finalized a value of M and C wherever our error is minimum, error is equal to a minimum, and this minimum is nothing but, can I say that it's a comparison in between the result that we have, or comparison between a rest of the M and C that we have. So whichever M and C, for whatever M and C, I'm getting a less error, I'm getting a minimum error. So that M and C I'm trying to finalize over here, or that M and E value I'm trying to finalize over here. So now the whole objective is to find out the less value, or whole objective is to find out a value of M and C where my error is less or my error is minimum. Is it making sense to everyone? So what is my whole objective? So can I say that my whole objective now is to find out, right? To find out a value of M and C wherever it is giving me a less error with respect to all the data set. That is the whole idea. That's the whole objective. Okay, fine. So can I say that error M and C, right? So now let's try to understand with this particular concept, a 3-pen concept that I always try to explain in my classes. So now it's time to understand in this way. So let's suppose this is a pen. This is a 3D coordinate. Fine. Okay. This is a 3D coordinate. Remember, always this one is representing, let's suppose, error. I have error. I have an error, right? So when I was trying to find out the equation A, B, and C, so yes, I had an error. So let's suppose this one is representing your error term, right? This one is, let's suppose, representing your M values. This one is representing basically what? A C values, let's suppose. So this is M, this is C, and this is error. X axis, Y axis, and a Z axis that I have. X is representing M, this one Y is representing C, and Z is representing error. And let's suppose there is a point which we have somewhere in a 3D space, in this 3D space. So can I say that if there is a point, if I have in a 3D space, so can I say that if I have a point in a 3D space, right? So to represent even a single point, so I need X coordinate, Y coordinate, as well as Z coordinate. Agree, everyone? Yes. Okay. So I will need a X coordinate, Y coordinate, as well as a Z coordinate. So all these 3 coordinates I need. So let's suppose with respect to a particular M and C, right? With respect to particular M and C, I got some error. Okay. Average error. I think we all can calculate it. So with respect to M and C, equation number A, right? So with respect to equation number A, we had M, we have C, and we were able to find out error as well based on the outcome which I'm able to receive. So I have an error point. So this is the point, this is the coordinate in a 3D axis which is representing combinedly E, M, and C. Now, somehow, I don't know how, but somehow, if I will be able to bring down this point on this surface, on this particular surface, so can I say that my Z component will be equal to 0? So anything which is on the surface, right? So if some points which is available on a surface, so can I say that this Z component will be equal to 0, right? This Z component will be equal to 0. So can I say that this E error will be 0, right? So if there is a point, if I'm moving a point, let's suppose if I'm trying to move a point anywhere, right? This point is fluctuating in a 3D space. So if I'm trying to move a point from any direction or anywhere, right? So if I'm changing a value of E, means if I'm moving a point, so in that case, error M and C, coordinate of all these three will change altogether. Yes, coordinate of all these three is going to change altogether. What is my idea or what is my objective over here? My objective is very simple. I have to move this point, this any point which is available over here, which is having a Z component in such a way that, okay, it should come on a surface. It should come on a surface so that error component will be equal to 0. So in this way, can I say that I'm trying to move even a value of M and C, right? When I'm moving a value of M and C, yes. And somehow if I will be able to bring it down, if I'll be able to move a coordinate in such a way that my error component, J component will be equal to 0, then that value of M and C, can I say that that will be my final value? Yes. So that value can be my final value where error component will be equal to 0 or error component will be a minimum one, right? And this phenomenon or this event is called as gradient descent, basically. So we are trying to find out a new values of our M and C in such a way that this component is going to be a 0, 1 as of now. Because why you are getting an error? You are getting an error because of some wrong value of M and C, right? Why it is not giving you a correct prediction or maybe like exact prediction that you are expecting? Because there is some error. There are some error components, right? And because of that, it is not able to give you the final one, a final result. Just because of M and C, you are introducing an error. So M and C and error. So I think it's a relatable term. All this error, M and C. So here what we can do is, so here what we are supposed to do in this particular place is, so maybe we can try to write equation in this way: dE by dm and dE by dC. Rate of change of error with respect to M, rate of change of error with respect to a C. Can I say that error will change if I'm changing M? Error will change if I'm changing C. It may go high, it may go down. Yes? Yeah? And what is a point I'm supposed to achieve? Where rate of, so we are supposed to achieve a situation where rate of change of error with respect to M should be equal to 0. Rate of change of error with respect to C is equal to 0. Can I say that this is something that we have to achieve? That's our end goal, right? That's our end goal. So can I say, again, I'll show you this situation, right? So can I say that on this surface, right? So if I'm trying to represent something in this way, so on the surface, right, if there is a point, if there is any object I'm going to keep over here on this surface, right, rate of change of error with respect to C, rate of change of error with respect to M is equal to 0, because if something is moving on this surface, something is floating on this surface, right, there is no changes you will be able to find it on this one. Agree, everyone? Yes. So that is a point we are supposed to achieve, right? So now this is my objective over here, because we have seen from our experiment in this, out of this particular experiment that we have done, so we are able to see that we are interested into selecting an equation which is giving me what? A less differences or less error. This is what we have experimented in a manual way, right? Now here, so we are trying to define, or we are trying to derive, or we are trying to adopt a concept where, so this is one of the approach that we are trying to adopt in this particular place, by which maybe I can achieve a same thing which I was trying to achieve manually over here. So we are supposed to find out a point, right? So we are supposed to find out a point. So let's suppose this is error, this is M, and this is C, where error component is equal to 0. And in this reason, if we are able to find out any points, because every point will represent M and C values, and error will be equal to 0 for any points exist over here, right? So this is a point I'm supposed to find out somehow. And then I can say that, yes, I have learned something. So machine learning is nothing but, when we say machine learning, at least in this equation, with respect to a linear regression equation, which I'm trying to explain you, right? Again, learning will be different with respect to a different equation. So don't try to generalize it. Tomorrow, don't say that, no, so this is the only way of learning you have taught. No, in every algorithm, I'll teach you a different way of learning. Every algorithms try to implement a different kind of a learning things by itself. Yes. So what I'm trying to explain you over here is that learning simply means that try to find out a position where, in a layman way, I can generalize it. This is the general definition. So learning is nothing but try to find out a point or a position where your error will be equal to 0 with respect to a introduced parameter inside a equation. So that part is called as learning. Writing y is equal to mx plus c is not a machine learning. Drawing a graph and finding out or visualizing it is not called as a machine learning. What is called as machine learning? Machine learning is nothing but, so finding out a point. So wherever you are trying to find out a point where error is equal to 0. So this is what machine try to find out, because it's a cumbersome process, the tedious job. We as a human being, so we will have to generate a millions of data, millions of calculations we'll have to do, and then we will try to find out maybe a best possible value of m and c, right? But what if machine can try to find out a best value of m and c by using some sort of a approach? What kind of approach? We'll try to understand in very detail, right? So slowly and gradually we'll try to break it down in its low level, in slowest possible level, right? So this is actually called as machine learning. We say that machine is trying to learn something, means machine is trying to find out a point, a situations where error will be equal to 0 with respect to a represented parameter inside a equation. This is something, and that's a definition you can try to say with respect to a learning. So it's doing actually a calculation all the time. So it is trying to find out that wherever rate of change of error with respect to m will be equal to 0, rate of change of rate of change of error with respect to c is equal to 0, and that is a point it is going to give you in case of your y is equal to mx plus c, or you can say linear regression, which is called as minima point. So again, what is minima? What is gradient descent? We have to understand a lot, right? We have to understand these things a lot. But again, this is not a same rule which we are supposed to apply with respect to every equation. Every equation is having its own learning way, a learning criteria. But yes, everywhere in most of the equation you will be able to find out, it always go after the error part. So error, wherever error will be 0, it will try to find out the rest of the parameter, right? So I think in our upcoming classes, we all will try to understand for today. So this is too much, I believe, for all of us. Yeah. Will the error comes to 0 exactly or close to 0? I never said that comes to 0. I said tends to 0. Tends to 0 means a minimum one, or tending to 0, I'll say. So here I can use this one. Yeah, so explanation wise, see, I have not even explained you 10%, I believe. So 90% is left, the actual part, a core learning part, right? So 90% is left. So I think it was just 10% of a whole things, learning wise, even machine learning wise. I have explained you in today's class. 90% is pending. So 90% will be discussing your next classes, not in today's class. Yeah. So just my objective always is like, try to visualize it, try to see what is going inside equation, right? How machine is trying to adopt something. Nothing is hypothetical, nothing is black box, everything is like open. We all can understand, we all can visualize, and I will even show you by using a visualization. So even those things will be discussed. Yeah, guys. Any task for this week? No, I think I have already given you a task last week, and I'm assuming that all of you have started participating in internship, right? Now some of you will say that, okay, you have not uploaded a link. Yeah, I am aware about it. Let's see, here is a link. Okay, I think I have already prepared my list. There are so many links I have, right? These many links I have for your internship. So I was just wondering that, okay, fine. So let's wait for some time. So by default, people will be able to like select their own project, and then they will be able to like do it, right? So I already have that, right? The only thing I purposely I have not given these things to like my team to upload it inside a dashboard. I was just waiting for you to select your own project. You should not depend upon others, right? That's the whole idea behind those who will not be able to select at the end of the day. Then I'll share. That was my plan. That's the reason. So even I told you, but still I have not uploaded. We have selected those who have selected. No need to select anything. And today I'm sharing this link with my team. They will upload. Yeah, because this one I think I have prepared like a last week itself. So when I have taken your classes, so after that I have already prepared this one. Yes. So basically you want to do the project in a want to do a project. See, it's completely fine. First of all, try to struggle a little bit, right? So everything should not go in automated mode. And yes, guys, today I will be live from 8 p.m. IST. So on my YouTube channel. So if you have any kind of a question, suggestion, if you are looking for, so please come over there, and I would love to like take your questions over there. Is ML is like a mathematics? Yeah, it's kind of a mathematics, but it's easy to understand. Believe me, it's a blend of mathematics plus see all these algorithms. Whenever algorithms comes into a picture, it's a mathematics, but the way we try to understand it, right? So I think we should change that particular perspective. If we can change that perspective, things are, I'm telling you, and I'm assuring you that it's very, very easy. The only thing is find a pattern, right? That's the only thing. This is how we learn machine. Even this is how machine learns, right? Just find a pattern. So best way to of finding a pattern is to get a data as much as possible. So just try to attend a more number of classes, try to do it by yourself, because in this way you will get a more amount of data, you will adopt it, you will try to find out a best possible pattern, right? Day by day. So it's the same rule which is applicable. What about 8 p.m. batch? 8 p.m. I think this one, Sunny Savita is going to take your chatbot. I think deep learning is pending. I think last week I have made an announcement that he will be taking care of this part. Development, can I choose a business analyst domain also? You can choose whatever you want. I don't have any issue, and generally I don't give instruction. You can choose anything, so you are free to choose. Then who will take 8 p.m. class? I think I have already made an announcement last week in my class, 8 p.m. class itself. Okay, are we done for today's class? Yes, guys, we are done for today's class. This time we live. I don't know actually like how to do a live in Instagram. So like maybe if someone can help me, then I can go. But I literally don't know. I just know about YouTube. So something simple. Thank you. You know, industry will be a part observer. You will be a part observer. Yes, yeah. So I will be an observer. You can drop me a mail anytime on internship@time.ai or query. Both is fine for my batches, right? And I'll try to, because I used to respond from those mail IDs. If my teammates are required, then I rewrite those messages. I forward those mails to my team, and they used to respond in that case. ML is math learning, kind of like it's a blend of programming, development, mathematics, right? So this is a kind of a blend you will be able to find out. But believe me, it's not tough. It's very easy. Okay, so fine, everyone. In advance, happy Independence Day to all of you. Like I said, so like I'm going live today is my live. So at 8 p.m. IST on my channel. So yeah, see you everyone over there. So with your common questions, right? Common doubts, and yes, happy Independence Day to all of you. Yes, and guys, I want you to participate as much as possible. Your channel name, Tanju Kumar, same as my name. Yeah, let me ping you my channel name link as well. Okay, so just try to participate, guys, and see, we are assuring you, we are telling you that we will provide you a help. It simply means that if I'm only saying that, okay, fine, so you will get help, simply means that you will get a help, right? You will get an instance, but before that, you have to help yourself, right? You have to start, you have to participate, you have to engage yourself, and believe me, one project if you are able to do, right, with our instruction, this is not xyz like this is not a kind of project which xyz organization is providing you, where you have to do just a simple eda and then your project will be done. No, we are not going to give you approval at all. We will again tell you, ask you that, okay, fine, so do this, do that, and all those things. Many times back and forth we used to do many times, unless and until you are not going to develop it according to our benchmark, and in this way you will get so much of learning, right? You will be able to get. So this is what is my objective, this is what I do, right, to make your life easy. Because in March, February 2nd or 3rd week and March, we are going to host a placement drive, a complete placement drive, where we are going to invite you in a campus, and then we are inviting hundreds of companies as well over there, and this kind of a placement drive. So we can give you that opportunity, as we have already mentioned: job assistance, job alerts, and job guarantee. This is the name of the program, right? It's a job guarantee program. We will give you an opportunity. We don't have any kind of issue. But at that point of a time, if you will not be able to explain a project, then what will happen? Think about that. You will end up losing an opportunity. Even before that, right? Prepare a resume, go in fast track from your batch itself. There are many people who have already made a transition, not one, two. Count is very high, right? So they are able to make a transition. So do a transition again when we are going to give you this placement drive, right? For all of you, again, we are not keeping any kind of a hard bound. We just said, okay, fine, so 40%, right? 40% of your assignment you are going to complete. And I think most of you are able to do it. So there was no intention to eliminate anyone from any of these drive. This is not a kind of an intention we used to keep from my side, but we will come to you and then we will say, you know, you have not done this assignment, that assignment, and because of that, I'll not give you this assistant, that assistant. No, we don't believe on these kind of things. We give a complete flexibility to a learner, right? A complete opportunity from each and every side. We just want you to learn, implement. And that's the reason. So there is an internship, right? So just try to work honestly. It's not, things are not tough. Making a transition is not at all tough. Even if you think that it's tough, believe me, right? At least for once. And I take my word, it's not tough. Anyone can do it, right? Just a couple of months of hard work is required. Again, there is no shortcut. So don't even look for the shortcut. Yes. So just try to do it. Sir, मेरे से एक assignment approve नहीं हुआ है, तो ठीक है, assignment approve होगा जब team evaluation करेगा तो, right? Okay. So simple, you have to do a hard work, and people can do it, and you will not end up losing an opportunity when opportunity will come, right? So just work, do a work project, and again, first project is going to be tough for sure, right? Now, if you will expect that, no, we will sit with you, we will do a coding, and then you will see, you will sit and watch, right? We have already given you a recordings and projects and code. You can go and watch that one, right? So that's the reason. So we always try to give accountability in internship, that no, this is your ownership. I want you to take ownership and then deliver it, right? Benchmarking wise, yes. So this is where our guidelines comes into a picture. Either okay, fine. So this will be a guidelines. Interview crack ho rahe hain ab se, feeling confident. Yeah. See, so in cracking an interview is not a big deal. Believe me, it's not a big deal. It's even data science is what, like a piece of algorithm code and all those things, right? And that's the reason. So I have created one video yesterday, right? In this video, yeah, this is the video I have created today. And nowadays I am creating like almost one video every day. Is it difficult to make a transition in any tech? I'm not that good in terms of like a presentation, guys. As of now, maybe after creating 10-20 videos, I'm just trying to improvise myself over here. In this field, I'm like kind of new. Chris is pro for sure. He's pro. So he know how to like represent in a best possible way. I'm just learning. So yeah, just try to like so is it difficult to make a transition in tech industry? And I have like created a video over there. Well, okay, fine. So no, it's not difficult. You have to like understand, just to be in sync, the things that you are learning and the things industry is looking for. So if you are able to fill this gap, it's done. And this is like a very simple. Yeah. So because you work in an industry for more than 6 years, doesn't matter at all. Yeah. So will it be beneficial to attend that job drive or not? No, if you are eligible, then only you should attend, right? If you are saying that you are in second year, third year, so then how you will be able to attend? Company will reject you, right? In that case. So for sure. So be ready for that. Graphics are really good in your video. Yeah, my graphic designer is very good. So he's like a very good. So yeah, better than me, I can say. रखना experience के लिए भी रखना था. Yeah, it will be for experienced person as well. So it is it's not like it is just going to be for the fresher. No, this time so placement drive will be conducted for a different like a set of the people, like for experience and for non-experience and all those things. So it will be a mixture of everything. Yeah, but be ready, because this program, so we have clearly mentioned that it's a job guarantee program. So from our side, we will whatever we have committed for, right? So we have already planned, and that's the reason so we have launched this batch. That's the reason I took a lot of time to like first of all I have completed my planning and all those arrangements, and then I have launched this batch. So from our side we'll do it, but from your side you are not supposed to lose the opportunity, right? And that's the reason so I'm just like pushing each and every one of you that okay, fine, so work. That's the only thing that we can do. Yeah. Can we attend placement drive online? Now, don't say that you can attend placement drive at your home. Yeah. So depends upon Corona situation. So Corona situation, right? So it will be Corona, then it will be online. I think by next February. So things will be gone. Things will be normal. So in that case, we are planning as per our original plan, right? When we were launching this batch, as per the original plan, things will happen in a campus, a big university campus in Hyderabad or Bangalore over here. Yeah. Okay. So interview for ML completed here. I am 6 years experience. Yeah, you can start giving an interview. There is no issue. Yeah. What about those who are not in India? Please check terms and condition. We said that we'll give you assistance, not a I mean, what it says, it's written in terms and condition, right? Not a guarantee, right? But assistance, when I say, will give you. So don't worry, right? Assistance in each and every term will give you. Yes. So no need to worry. Whatever we say very clearly, simple, and in that too in write up. So this is a rule regression, and we'll just go ahead with that. We'll go ahead with the lines. It's tough to take off from the office. Any plan for the interviews? If you will just keep on making excuses that it will be tough for you to attend the interview or go here, go there. So then how things will happen? So in that case, what I will be assuming is you are happy with your current job, right? So stay happy. Started to project, started stepping analysis Swiggy from BI. Yeah, just do it. So guys, participate in a project, right? Now machine learning has started, so we'll try to learn a lot very quickly, right? Within 1 month, 1.5 months, so you all will be able to see, you all will get to know many more things, right? Just within a very short span of time. It is not going to take time as compared to Python, because Python takes time, a lot of time Python consumes, because that is a base that we used to build, right? So base is already created. Now in a machine learning, so quickly we will try to learn, we'll do so many projects, so many awesome projects we are going to do in your batches, and then let's see how it happens, how it goes, right? And I think you must be able to see your recordings. Your live class is going to happen in much better in a way, because this time even I have changed my pattern of a teaching a little bit, right? So no users of slides or anything. Just it will be okay. So it is like going to be a live coding, live lectures and everything, except project part for sure. Yeah. So this is how it is like going to happen. I have a question which are present in I on Google Drive are relevant now, or can I see uploaded 2 year back? Yeah, those questions are relevant, but I have prepared a new set of questions as well, right? New set of questions, answer plus this time even company wise question and answer is prepared. I have that. So company wise questions and answer. Interview master doc. So yeah, here there is a question and answer of 350 questions. Then there is another set of questions. Recently I have prepared for my one of the batches 30 days interview preparation, and I think I told you that I'll share each and everything inside your dashboard. So I think that will be done. Right, so there is a company wise interview question. It's like 160 pages of interview question and answer that we have created. So I think we'll upload. We'll ask someone to upload. So question answer both is prepared from our side. You have shared 300 questions. Yeah, I have shared 300 questions, but there was another set of question. Company was interview question. I think in that one there was another 300 plus. I have actually shared 350 questions, right? 158, 63 plus 135, something like that. C is also considered as an error. Yes, based on the context. Do you have SQL? Yeah, you can go ahead, Puja. Share the sample project for a reference. So many sample projects are available in your dashboard. Even inside your this one, we have given you a sample projects and codes. So many projects are available already. So what another sample project that you're looking for? A full-time data scientist in US-based company. I can help your US students. My email ID is okay. That's amazing. I'm keeping a note of it. I'll ping you for sure. Thank you so much, Srini. I would love to connect. Question. Can you share a business analytics? Yeah, I'll share a whole interview question. So I have my own drive, and in this one, recently I have updated this one like last week itself. VIW interview preparation solution. So big data is there, BA is there. So this is our latest one. I'm just trying to format it a little bit so that I can post it in a post it for a public, right? So even for big data, all those question answers are there. In some of the set answers I have not prepared, but in most of the set answers are prepared, I believe. So I'll just share this with all of you. Or maybe you can take it now itself. I'll ask my team to upload it. Yeah, so I'm just pinging you guys in a link. You can take it over here. Questions, then some of the people have submitted their solutions. So this is okay, let me delete it. Okay, so I know solution, and then final solution for data science and preparation, big data, BA. So all these things you can find out. Yeah, so you can just enjoy. List every developer after joining. I don't know. Okay, that's great, Prashant. Prashant, please ping me. So on your email ID, query@I'm.ai. We have a special group for you. Please ping me. Yeah. Which project I should choose for you? Go for the next level, man. It's like go for the machine learning kind of things. BI project in a dashboard. That is what a team does. Yeah, that's the reason. So I don't upload so much materials because people will get confused, right? So as and when it is required, so I'll keep on pushing it. Anyhow, some of the material you will be able to find out in some other batches or somewhere. Is there any Telegram groups available? I have my own personal Telegram group. So you can find out those things even in my videos. Okay. So fine, someone is saying, please also reply me. Okay. No, I think I'm replying. Yeah, now I'm remembering to do a first project alone. Okay, that's great, right? Okay. So fine, guys. With that, thank you so much. Fine, thank you, Prashant. So I'll just like drop you a mail, taking a note of it. Yeah. So fine, guys. With that, thank you so much. Happy Independence Day again, and see you all of you by tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be off a complete I Need On team, right, including a support team. So we won't be available. So yes, you can expect a delay in mails and everything, all those communication, and a response for sure. I think even team needs leave for one day at least, including me. So let's connect again, and from Monday onwards. So I think we'll be like live, and see you again today at 8 p.m. IST live. With that, thank you so much, and have a great day night ahead. Thank you. Thanks.